just want to first and foremost thank you guys so much for actually coming out. Like I said before in the description, this is a visual only workshop. What's that?
The music's loud.
Turn it down on the phone. On the side. Tiffany, can you turn the volume down on the phone?
Underneath. Okay.
And don't mind me with my fan, I'm always hot, so this, if anybody's always hot, Amazon, this thing is official, okay? This is a visual only class. I would have loved to do it hands-on, but it definitely would have required more in-depth planning for this. We would have had to make sure that you had everything to execute the look based on your skin type, face shape, and everything else. And I also would have had to bring another makeup artist or two, depending on how big the class actually was, so that it wouldn't be just me walking around the class, making sure your eyebrows right, your lashes on right, and so forth and so on. So I do look forward to giving one of those classes to sort of allow you guys to see how I work, how I put foundation on, so that you can actually turn around and do the same thing on yourself, again based on your skin type, eye bed, face shape, and just your overall preference. So by saying that, thank you again. Moving forward, so we're going to be giving away a free makeup application or one-on-one for one lucky person in the room. Once the demonstration is over, it's going to be one chair with a black piece of tape underneath it, and whoever has that chair, you win either a one-on-one with me, or you can bring in a model. You can come and we'll sit down and go one by one, eyebrows, skin, moisturization, how to get the glow, etc. Then we're also going to raffle off, she's demented, so she's not going to be on the list. We're also going to raffle off a couple of these baskets. What we're going to do for one basket, what did I say I was going to do? We're going to put a name in the bag or a confirmation number. Whoever has that confirmation or that name will win a basket. Another person, how did we say we was going to do this? The lashes. So each person has a lash next to them. I'm going to supply you with some glue. Whoever puts the lash on the best gets another basket. And then we're going to raffle off a bottle of champagne by my publicist, Sandy. And how are we going to do that one, San?
Pay attention to what she says. So whatever she says, whoever has it right will win a prize.
Okay.
Just pay attention.
Yes. And I'm trying to think, Tiffany, when I go, I'll tell you what it is, okay? So we're going to allow you guys to just eat a little bit, and 12:30 we're going to get started, and we're going to start to create the skin. Are you guys excited?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for being here. What is some of your favorite makeup brands? Your favorite makeup? LA Girl, concealer. Okay, who's yours? I know, right? She took a lot of scrutiny a couple of months ago. And whether you're taking tutorials, what happened was, and this is just going based on what I got from social media, she dropped the foundation line, which I'm really excited about trying the foundation line. A lot of people were giving reviews, but she wasn't taking some of the ethnic artists and putting videos up. Jeffree Star is a makeup artist. For those who don't know, he was under a lot of scrutiny some years back for being racist and calling us, you know, the N-word, and she posted that video up. So all of the makeup artists who are influent and the ones who do like a lot of PR work, they felt some type of way about it because her overall makeup line is about the Nubian queen. It's all about, you know, the black, the, you know, the this. So it was just a lot. I can understand why she did it. In our world, it's a catch-22 when it comes to how we put our things out there. Of course, we want to gear towards our people. We want to gear to our inner community or the ones who are, you know, readily available for us right now. But we also still have to, you know, broaden our horizons and sort of catch it wherever we can get it from. I think where it went wrong was her communication behind it. She probably was overwhelmed. It was her first makeup line. She had 43 colors. But on social media, she just, it was come back and forth, and she sort of presented herself a little unprofessional. So now that everything has died down, I I only hear great things about her foundation, and I'm totally excited about, you know, using her foundation. Let's add something else. Who prefers liquid liner versus gel liner?
I use gel.
Gel.
I use either. I'm old fashioned. I use a pencil.
A pencil. And you use the pencil on the top of the line, the eyelid as well, or just at the bottom?
Just gel on my eyes.
You use gel on your eyes. And do you prefer an angled brush or a stencil brush?
I just use my pencil.
I'm so glad you said that because it's so much easier, and I've always given out those tips and tricks. If you don't know how to use a brush to put your liner on, and I know that it can be a little hard and confusing at times, just go in with the brush. I mean a pencil. Put the pencil, sharpen it, get it in the gel, and just, you know, put it on. And if you really perfect how to do that, you can actually draw a little wing on the side. So that's a good thing. Okay, who has oily skin in here? Oily, and combination skin?
I don't know.
And who has dry skin?
Extra dry.
Yours a little dry, so it's like usually oily in the T-zone and then dry everywhere else?
Yeah.
And what kind of moisturization do you guys use? Lotion?
How do you supposed to know what kind of city that? You don't know. I don't know.
You would know. So if you're oily, that means you're always sweating, you're always shiny. If you're dry skin, sometimes it can feel like the skin is very tight. There is no elasticity in the skin. And if it's like severe dry skin, it can start to peel. It can start to look sort of scaly. And you have to use moisturization based on that. Now, ideally, you know, if you're a newbie, using some lotions, Baby Magic, some Johnson & Johnson. We've all been there before, but ideally that is not a moisturizer for the face. It's a moisturizer for the skin. You want to look at things like Aveeno, Neutrogena, and Release, you know, things that are sort of geared towards the face, because the face is what gets most of the attention when it comes to the sun in the summertime and the cold weather, frigid in the wintertime. Go ahead.
Do you have any moisturizers that are like hyperallergenic, maybe? Because I have a bunch of
I know
allergies.
Neutrogena has one. Who is the other one? This one. This is.
Pretty like me.
Thank you thank you to my mentee for giving me like some sample packs of these. But yes, Charlotte Tilbury is one of the ones who Charlotte Tilbury passes back to her. Yeah, Charlotte Tilbury is sort of like when you do your research on it, it sort of falls within like people who have like problematic skin. They may have like sometimes if you have dry skin, it might burn if you put like a moisturizer on or something like that. But that's a good one, sort of on the high end in price, but it still works. For those who are looking for the mediocre price, and Release is a good one. You can get that at your local Sephora, or I do a lot of Amazon shopping. One of my main things is, for the most part, although I do not have PR, I try my best not to pay full price for makeup. So usually when I see a lot of different applications, or like HSN would be running the sale, the other, a month ago, they had, hey Karen, a month ago they had the Pores Benefit 2 for $22. If you buy makeup, you know that they run about $26 per color. So when I see like little sales like that, I'm jumping right on it. 2 weeks ago, Julia's Place had 50% off the entire website except for her foundation and her latest 2 palettes. So that's always a win-win. Even though Julia's Place is very inexpensive, it just helps sometimes when you got that extra 50% off. And how many people have majority drugstore, beauty supply store product? Now, I am not against, what time is it? I just want to make sure it's 12:30, I'm sorry. 12:15. Okay, I'm not against beauty supply store makeup. I'm not against drugstore makeup. However, there are some pros and some cons about what you're actually going to get. And it's going to be based on your own skin type. Unfortunately, for beauty supply store and for drugstore, if you're looking for powders, like foundation powders, even though CoverGirl, L'Oreal, and all of them are good brands, for darker skin, it's not going to work for you. It's going to come off very ashy. And they don't have a long list of colors. I will never understand why you got 40 foundations in liquid, but you don't have 40 powders. Like, I will never understand that, but I get it. Also, Some of the product is not pigmented. And even since we're on the subject of pigmented, sometimes product can be very pigmented when you put it on your finger. You know, you do a little swatch thing and it's on your finger, and then you put it on your eye, and it's like, oh, look at that color. And then you start blending, and it's gone. So when I look for a product, I look for just its overall performance. The colors that they are offering, the transitional colors, because those are very important. We'll get into that once I start the class. Transitional colors are very important. Having a wide range or a decent range for any color, because you know we come light skinned, we come Caucasian, we come next to Mongolian. Like we have so many ranges of color. But most importantly, if I put the eyeshadow and I want to use 2 or 3 colors, I need them all to be blendable. I don't want to keep adding product and then when you blend, it just goes away. So that's another thing. Karen, this is it over here. What else can we think about? For those who have dry skin, outside of your moisturizer, you can use any hydrating products to sort of bring the glow into your face.
Maybe some fruit. Use some fruit on a plate.
Okay, what do you use?
I just pick it as I feel like it.
So hydration, I can't remember.
A little of all that.
Okay, so is it spray or is it a cream?
It's a cream, and I use it with my sunscreen and
No,
my
I'll just put it in the corner and eat it.
A1 for the sunscreen. Sunscreen is very important. Even though we like to be bronzy and suntan, it's still not good for the skin. And what kind do you use? Okay. And when you need like that, what mix do you use? Yes. Mario, that's one of my favorites. They just had a sale for Prime Day on Amazon, $3 for $21. That's exactly what I was looking for right there. So this is the originators of all originators. So this is what it all started with. And this ain't nothing but some good old water. Okay? This is water in a spray bottle, a little dehydrated. And when you feel like your skin is sort of like dry, or if you sweating and then you pack the skin and then you shine went away, you can just take this and it's just a mist. And this is the originator for any liquid water or with Cracker Prime or Mario with who else we got over here? Amazon, Mary Kay. This is the originator. And I always like to stay true to where it all comes from because some people may not be able to afford the higher end brand, where this one you get SPS, and this is dead on. Dead on, yeah. And for those who don't want to wear the makeup, but you still want to look like you kind of got a glow, get some of my tips and today. So, hello. Everybody, this is Nikki. I call her Chloe. Hi. This is my best friend. So, Miss Pooh, you want to tell me
So this is your secret. Yeah. Well,
So Nikki here doesn't have dry skin. She doesn't have oily skin. She has what we would consider combination skin. But Miss Nikki Pooh here has small holes in the skin. So yes, a lot of people have it. Sometimes it's just hereditary. Sometimes it can come from an illness, some sort of sickness or anything along the lines of that. But when doing makeup for someone like that, you want to make sure that you're using the right product and you're applying it. Depends. Oh, I'll wipe it off. Two out here. You just want to make sure that you're really getting into the skin. So I'm just going to use a makeup cleanser. Are you being rough? Oh, the earring. Hey, are you hot? I'm sorry. You have to stay on. Long hair is not my thing. Big hair is though. So first let me just wipe all of this off. Now some things I'll be using brushes for, but I like to use my hands a lot. One of the main reasons why I like to use my hands because the warmth from your fingertips, using the product on the face, it will allow you to like really get it into the skin. Okay. So first order of business is you always want to make sure that the skin is good and hydrated. The important part about that is the foundation, when you put it on, it needs to glide across the skin. If you don't put a good moisturizer on, it will just sort of like streak across the skin, or you may not get that application that you really want in that second skin, which is really, really important. Saying y'all don't want to get no chairs from the back?
Yeah.
Go get some chairs from the back. Don't stand up. You too? Tiff, you want one too? Or you want to sit in the window? Okay. So now we're going to go in with the moisturizer. And I like to really put a lot up there and work it in. She may have a long day. She may be under extreme pressure. She may be out in the sun. I don't know. I just know that I really want to make sure that I moisturize her skin. You okay? Sam, put your purse over there. And I'm getting in every nook and cranny. Okay. So now that the moisturizer is on, my hands sweat a lot, I'm sorry. So now we're gonna go in primer. So primer is very important to the skin. It's like putting primer on a white wall to put hot paint on the wall. It gives you a flat, smooth canvas to start with. You don't usually need a lot. Primer usually comes in two different kinds. One for dry skin, and my personal one that I use for pores, which is for oily skin. With this one, we're going to do a nice, dewy look for her. So once I do that, I just go ahead and spray the skin. I'm going to work it in. So you already see that the face is becoming hydrated already. Let's bring everything down. Sorry, y'all. So another trick that I use when trying to get the sun-kissed look is a method that we call underpainting. Underpainting can mean a lot of different things. It just depends on what you're putting underneath the foundation that you're going to use. So I'm going to be using this Makeup Forever liquid illuminator. And you don't need a lot. This is just a sample. My hands are really squeezed. Might have to bend it. I didn't use it. Nothing? A little bit? Only a little bit. Great. Perfect. So when you usually get good product, you only need a little bit. Now, I'm using sort of like this rose gold color. You want to make sure that you have the right colors based on your skin complexion. What I use for an illuminator may not be what she used, or may not be you use. You have to go based on your tone. So for her, rose gold is going to be perfect. So your illuminator usually goes on the highest part of the cheekbone and down the T-zone. Highest part of the cheekbone, you usually sometimes see you get like this little glow right here. And then your T-zone is down the center of the face, which would be forehead, nose, break it, and I'll get into that. Cupid's bow bow, and then your chin area, and then this area here. Depending on how you're trying to glow, sometimes you can put it across the temple area, and it just gives you like this, you know, just sun-kissed sort of look. So you can see that she already sort of has the glow, so I'm going to just dab that right there. And makeup is really all about placement. So you see how it glows, but it goes right into the skin. Some people like a lot, some people is excessive. It just depends on your preference. And blending is always, always your friend. Cupid's bow. And then the chin area. I'm not going to concentrate. Oh, let me put a little bit on her brow bone. Because we do like a popping brow bone. And then I'm going to go on with a spray. And I'm just going to blend it all in. Now the number one thing about makeup for anyone is all about your placement. If you place it in the wrong area, you may not be able to see it, but visually it will sort of deconstruct the face. So if you bring the highlight down too low, it's going to spread the area. Your highlight is what you want to protrude, you want it to move forward, you want it to stand out. And your contour is usually a 3 of the face, or it's the areas that you really want it to look hollow, you want to disguise. So normally it's the highlight in the T-zone area, and what we consider the 3 of the face, which is your contour, which is your temple, your cheekbone, and the jawbone. And then you just kind of get like the fat areas around this area that turns, you know, disguising it all. So, you know, I always say to people, makeup is literally an illusion. You see these makeup people on Instagram, they can take their face and make it look like Michael Jackson or P. Diddy or something like that. It's all about the illusion, the shading, your grayscale, your color theory, and color theory is very important too. So now we're just gonna go ahead and start on brows. Now I like to start on brows first. It was the hardest thing that it took, that I had to learn when it came to the makeup. And it's not that it's hard, it's understanding the different techniques of brows. You just have your basic brow, you have your striation brow, you have a halo brow, you have 3D brows, you just have all of these brows. So when you want to sort of learn all of them, you want to know how to use them based on your client. If I have someone that comes to me and they suffer from alopecia or cancer or something like that, I don't want to give them a 3D brow or a halo brow because it's going to be too strong on the face. So you always want to know how to do certain brows based on the brow that you have in front of you. Now, she didn't get her brows done. She kind of has a unibrow. It's a little shaped up. She just came from vacation, so she's also a little darker right now too. So what I'm going to do is fill in her brow, but I don't want to overdo it because she already has a thick brow. So instead of me using colors like I would use on myself, like ebony and granite, I'm going to use more of an ebony and a dark brown, which is like a pastel sort of cool color. When we come to color theory, it's always going to be broken down between cool and warm. Cool colors are your purples, your blues, your warm colors are oranges, reds, yellows. And when picking out certain things, that is very important. Usually when the only couple of stores that I know make a Forever, Yves Saint Laurent, of course MAC, those are like a few of them that gives you that visual combination of what they look like. So it'd be like NW45 or NC40. So it's always broken down between the cool. In certain situations you can actually combine them together to sort of like really get your color. But I am a stickler for using at least 2 to 3, maybe even 4 colors on the face just to sort of get like that look, because we all have highlights and we all have lowlights. Some people's protrude more than others, like you can naturally see my contour, so I never have to overdo my contour. I just want to sort of make it, you know, sit for me, but somebody might have a round face or a cheek face, and you want to give them that, and you just have to know how to do that. Now for her, So. So I'm starting with the toes first because I just want to sort of get my outline. And I always take a brows, start slow. It's easier to add than it is to actually take away. But you definitely want to make sure that you give them the most natural brow and sort of stay really true to their natural brow shape. You can't manipulate it with the starters. You just want to stay true to the natural brow shape. So she got little growing hairs right here, so I'm just trying to make it even. And she has some gray hair, so I kind of like camouflage those as well. So I'm gonna start in the middle of the brow first, and I'm just gonna sketch. And I'm not pressing lightly. I mean hard. I'm just pressing lightly. So you see already half the brow is already in. So when I come to the front, because the front of the hair is usually go straight up, I'm gonna start to pivot. I'm gonna start off with just like pivot the rest. So I'm taking it from the bottom now. And I'm just pivoting. And when you go up and make little strokes like this, it literally allows you to get like a hair-like stroke. And then I'm gonna take, for those who don't know what this is called, it's called a spoolie. I'm gonna take the spoolie and I'm gonna comb it up. And I'm gonna even it off. Uh-huh.
So me, I'm usually nervous about that much color when I'm doing my own. Do you have to start with the pencil? I don't like it, I want it subtle.
Well, you can do it subtle by changing the colors, but you also want to first make sure it's there. Even with this one, you can still make this subtle once it's filled in by going over with concealer, going over with a lighter brow gel, or just some sort of cooler color, sort of, camouflage how bold it really is. But the one thing that I do want to say is, it looks bold right now to you, but the rest of the face is not even done. And the one I express all the time, the process looks crazy. The final look is what it goes for, literally. So I'm gonna start this one. This one is called Aura from the local beauty supply store, but NYX Cosmetic has them. Everybody has the thin ones. Some of them are very expensive. MAC was like one of the first ones to come out with a really fine thin one. But you can still use like if you take a gel, sometimes you can take a spoolie like once you really get it and sort of put some product on a spoolie and then sort of brush it in. So it's a lot of different ways that you can actually apply it. But with these, because they're so thin, they break easily, that I will say. So you really have to be very cautious, because if you keep breaking it, you're paying for like a MAC on or makeup forever, or Anastasia Beverly, $17, $18, and it's not even gonna last you for a while. So, but some of the cheaper, inexpensive ones, they really do work. They really do. They may not have the darkest colors that we need, but for one, because she's sort of fair skinned, the chocolate one is working for her. But you can use gel, pomades, the regular pencils. The only pencils that I really don't prefer is the cheaper ones, like the 99-cent pencils. The only reason why is because most of them are made with beeswax. So if you start regular. Okay, so eyebrow pencils and lip liners are pretty much one and the same to me. Usually the lip liners are more creamy because it goes on the lip, but they do have some that are matte. My favorite ones are always matte. Some things I just like really stay true to. But if you're gonna be using ones that are creamy or the pigmentation is not really good, the end result may not be what it is. Or sometimes you can use liquid lipstick. It's all in how you learn how to actually use the product. The ultra matte lipstick, you find the right brown or the right, chocolate color, it's all gonna do the same thing. Everything is used for everything, and everything is used for everything. Everything. Powder and a liquid and a lipstick all goes a long way. Lipsticks can be blush, liquid lipsticks can be liner. It's just all in how you actually want to use them. And when you first start off learning how to do the brow, it's not going to be perfect. Don't think that you're just going to, even if it's hands-on, don't think that you're just going to do the brow and then when you go home and try it, it's going to be like, it's not. It's really hard learning how to get the look to like really come out like a natural brow. So now I'm going in with my Anastasia Beverly. This is the brow gel. This color is medium brown. And I'm just going to run this over the eyes. Hi. Anastasia Beverly, ABH. This one is medium brown. They have an array of colors. Every pomade color that they have, we're talking medium brown, dark brown, soft brown, chocolate, granted, espresso. They have a huge range of colors. If you don't want to pay, I think these are $16. One of my tricks, it really only works if you have hair in the front of the brow, use concealer. Use some foundation. Take a little bit of foundation, put it on a spoolie, and literally, I'll show you. You don't want to use a lot. I use just the tip, and you just brush it up.
And that's to tone it down or to
That
set
tones
it
it down.
Okay.
See?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But
yeah.
again, learning how much to use and how far to go in is going to come with sheer practice.
Right, that's okay.
No matter what I teach you today, hands-on visual, it still comes with practice.
Yeah, okay.
And again, start light because it's so much easier to take away. And it just softens it. And sometimes that's one of the other tricks that we use to do the halo brow. You use about 3 colors, light, medium, and then go into your dark. So now we're gonna sculpt the brow out. Sculpting the brow, you can use a lot of different products or utensils. Let me see that. One that I don't have is an angle one. So the difference between brushes, liquid brushes are usually like flat and sort of shiny looking for liquid. And your powder ones, whether it's an eyeshadow brush or anything, this is usually the one that's a little more fluffier. When it comes to sculpting a brow, a lot of people like to use a lot of different things. It's all in what you feel comfortable, but most importantly, it's all in what you kind of started with. Because once you started and you keep practicing, you learn how to use those products. One of my favorites is this sort of flat, round edge brush on the side. And then, I don't know if you know a lot of makeup enthusiasts or makeup influencers, but they, the makeup artist, came out with a brow kit. It is thebomb.com, very inexpensive. You get 4 different brushes, 2 mediums, 2 smalls, and then 2 buffing brushes, and it's used just for brows. And I love it. You can use it for more stuff, but she sort of geared it towards being just for the brows. And then some people like to use the oval round ones, but again, it's all in what you like to use or all in what you actually learn to practice on. The brow kit. She even just came out with one called the cut crease kit.
Who?
And the brow kit has 2. One is the pro and one is for like beginners. It's just a different size in the brush itself.
Who's it by?
Nay, the makeup artist. Nay, the makeup artist. N-A-Y, the M-U-A. And she's pretty popular on Facebook and Instagram. When she does her live videos, she does like a lot of colorful cut creases, big, lashes and all of that. So she has a huge following when it comes to makeup. And then she starts to sort of brand her own stuff. She started off just going to different distributors and sort of selling stuff on her website. And then one day she took the time to actually take a trip to China for 3 weeks, and she started creating her own product. So, go ahead.
What's the cut crease now?
The cut crease is an eye technique that everybody wants now. It's like the most popular thing in the world. It's one of the hardest eye techniques to do because it's all about precision and it has to be clean. Once you learn the precision and you get it clean, now you're trying to be fancy with it. You want a double cut crease, you want a halo cut crease, you want a triple wing cut crease. So if you just put in cut crease as a hashtag, you'll see everybody wants cut creases. The one thing about cut creases is they take so much time. The more in depth you get, the longer it actually takes. When you see them really beautiful ones where you got 3 colors on the bottom of the eyelid, 4 colors on the top of the eyelid, a cut that comes across with a glitter crease coming in and then hanging in, that had taken just for the eyes about 3 hours. It's a lot of time. And so even for my clients, if you reach out to me and you want a cut crease, you have to pay me specialty pricing for it because I already know I'm going to be on your eye for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And that's just the eye. And when they look at these looks, they look at them and they're so beautiful. But if you're not a makeup wearer and you put a cut crease on, that is the most bold and daring look ever. It has to come all the way out. You have to have the eye for it. You can't have like a little small eye because you're not going to see it. For me, I can never get a cut crease. And if I do put a cut crease on myself, which I have done a couple of times, I'm walking around like, because I have a hooded lid. So when that eye drop, that skin fold, the crease cut is gone. It's over. So you really have to have the eye for it, but you have to be able to like really own the look. It looks pretty when they just put a picture up there, but when it's on you, it's a bold look. Okay? So we're gonna start to sculpt the brow. So this is the other brush for Nate the makeup artist. This is just like a buffing brush that goes with the other one. I'm going to start with the concealer, and you can use foundation. I've seen some people sculpt the brow with just using like makeup remover because they don't want to put no eyeshadow or anything, but this is a full makeup class. So when I started, I'm going to start in the middle, and the focal point of doing a sculpted brow is to make that line as clean as possible. So I'm looking to sort of pull the skin. I'm starting in the middle, and I'm just lightly sketching my line. And then I'm just going to pull it down. So even for those who don't get their eyebrows done, you can still use a lot of concealer. You're going to camouflage the hair that's there, but you just want to make sure that that demarcation line goes straight across. And if you do go up a little higher, again, it's always easy to just add. So I'm going to go back in with my pencil and even this line off right here that I kind of messed up. When it comes to makeup, you're just kind of going back and forth. So let me step back. So this is an ultra matte concealer, so I don't really have to wait for it to dry. But if you're using more of a creamy concealer for like LA Girl, they don't have an ultra matte, you want to give it a little time just to sort of dry before you blend it out. But I really like to use concealers for myself that are matte. You just have to work a little faster. This is a new brand for me. I just so happen to find them on at the beauty supply store actually. But Tarte Shape Tape, they have a good one.
Isn't that consistency very thick?
Huh?
The consistency of the shape tape thick?
Yeah, this one is too. And they're not even selling no more at the beauty supply store. I actually fell in love with it. Unfortunately, their highest color is 6, and it ain't too far from this one because this is 5. So we already know that it's not geared towards the ethnic skin. But, you know, depending on what type of look you're doing, it can sometimes work for you. So now I'm going to take a little LA concealer. So I want to hit the top of the brow. And I'm going to take a darker color. And if you don't have the right color, sometimes when you come into minimum stuff like sculpting of the brow, you could just take 2 colors and fuse them together. I won't say mix them together all the way. I would say first take a little bit of the dark and then mix it with a little light so you can sort of get the consistency of what you actually want. So when I do the top of the brow, I like to use a darker color. The reasoning why is because sometimes if you don't blend enough, it leaves this white halo across the top of the brow. And it's really not a good thing because you can see it most of the time. And I'm just going to sketch. And I'm going to usually take the back of my brush and I soften this right here. I don't do it until after I sculpt the brow, and again, this is just one of my tricks. Instead of having to go in and get a spoolie or something, just take the back of the brush and soften it out. See? And I'm going to take this and blend it out. So it gives a clean look, but it doesn't look harsh. How many people in here sculpt their brows, or they just fill them in? Sculpts. Is it an everyday thing? Like, is it something that you leave out the house every day and you have to have sculpted brows?
Yeah, if I do makeup, then yeah.
I tried it yesterday, just to go outside with my eyebrows on, left my face from there, I was so in front. I tried it, but I was so me too. If I start eyebrows, I need the whole face.
Me, if I have a good brow and just some nice clean lashes, I'm happy lashes.
Yeah, this one.
Just a brow. That's it.
Cool. Oh, damn. Thanks. Sorry about that.
All right. How do you get your brows all I understand they say brows are sisters, not twins, but your brows all look like twins on other people, not me. I don't have, so that's one of the things about me. My brows are naturally lopsided, so I have to fill in the top of one more so than the bottom of the other. And sometimes I really have to like keep taking pictures just to make sure that they are literally even. I'm sure some people have seen it, but I'll sometimes like take the top one from the one that's higher and draw a line over to the other one and then do the same thing because I just want to make sure that they're even. The one thing about me is that most of this is pretty much my signature look. Even with my natural hair, I have a mohawk, so my hair is always in my face. So I kind of shy away from doing my brows if I don't have to. But if I go live or I do a video, I do the whole thing. And sometimes I'll even put in the entire length of time that it actually takes me to do my brow. I've learned throughout my career that it's so much easier for me to do this than it is for me to do this. And I don't wear makeup probably as often as I should. Just a little personal thing about me, I'm pre-menopause. I had a hysterectomy, so my sweat is out of control. Like I'm about to put my fan back on, but I just sweat so much. And even though I know how to do makeup and sweat and it doesn't distort itself, sometimes I just don't want the makeup on the face, because if you don't clean your skin often and you wear makeup every day, that makeup is just pretty much seeping into your pores. And over time, we've seen the celebrities, it just starts to sort of change how you really look. And also, I like people to know me for who I am. I'm not the spectacular makeup artist. I'm just good at what I do. But I don't want nobody looking at me like, you okay, honey? Like, you know, and we've seen it. And I know other makeup artists that have gone through that, because you're so accustomed to wearing that makeup every day that you don't stay true to. And even if I need to put something on but I don't want to put makeup, illuminator, eyebrows, lashes, and my signature lip. I kid you not. I kid you not. It's not a good thing for my profession, but I thank God that I'm able to give you guys a visual of everything that I do on a regular basis. Videos, YouTube, Instagram, all of that. But I can't, especially not the summertime. Especially not the summertime. So I hope you guys don't judge me on that. I'm just being anal right now and speaking. Okay. So now we're going to start to go into placement of the eyeshadows. And a lot of people say like, oh, I know how to do my makeup, I know how to put on foundation, but I don't know how to put on eyeshadow. The number one thing about eyeshadow is lid, crease, brow. They're very important when applying. In your crease area is usually, yep, lid, crease, brow. So just to point out a few, you have hooded lids, but sort of a bulging eye. What I mean by that is that your eyeball sits sort of below the orbital bone. The orbital bone is that little bone right in between the socket of the eyeball. You ain't got no eye.
I know, you tell me all the
time.
You tell me all the time.
You got bulging eyes. You have a semi-hooded lid, but you still have enough eye to do something with. Your skin doesn't sort of lay, it just creases right there. You got glasses on, I can't see your eye. She has the prominent eye, you guys. A prominent eye means that whether you're looking up or whether you're looking down, you're able to see crease, brow, and eyelid. Same as you, Sean. You have a prominent eye. You have a hooded lid. You already know you got a bulging eye, but you still got a lot of eye to do a lot with. For Sandy. So when you're doing eyeshadow, people can ask you, or you're trying to achieve this look, and sometimes you can't achieve the look because you don't have the eye for the look. When it comes to placement for eyeshadow, even though you guys may not see it, there's a system to it. You can actually Google the system. How to apply eyeshadow based on a hooded lid, a prominent eye, a chinky eye, no eye, because some people have no eye, and it will come up with a graph that shows you how to do it. For those who you need to make the eye look bigger, how to take shady colors and sort of create the eye, or you look tired, how to take some nude liner and put it in your waterline to sort of make you look awake. And then sometimes you just go all out. One of the things that I try not to do is if you have a very tiny eye, I stay away from dark colors. Dark colors is only going to make your eye look even smaller than what it is, because again, it's sort of hollow, it's dark colors. For someone who has a large bulging eye, the first thing I always ask them is, do you like your eyes? And they'll look at me and say why, but the reason why I'm asking is because if you don't like how big your eyes is, I know not to use light shimmery colors for you, because what's going to happen is going to make the eye look even bigger than what it is. Now for me, I have a hooded lid, so when I do want to do like a fancy eye on myself, I'm trying to create the prominent eye. So I'm using maybe 3 to 4 different colors in my crease area, which that's called transitional colors, to sort of create the definition that I'm actually looking for. Now granted, when I look regular, you're still not going to see it because the skin just lays there like back on my stomach. But I can raise my brow and it changes everything, okay? So transitional colors are always matte colors, and it is the colors that help blend out your primary color. primary color is the lid color. It can be 3 to 4 colors on the lid, but your primary colors are your lid colors. Then you have your transitional colors, and then you have your brow bone. And the brow bone is still very important because it can sort of give you the illusion that the brow is like pow. And especially if you don't drew in a good brow, it works. So for the transitional colors, I'm gonna go into my MacBook. She's wearing warmer colors after this. I don't know what she's wearing afterwards, but I'm just gonna try and stay with what she has on. The MacBook is the bomb. I kid you not. It is all matte colors. This is from the Crown case. It is, I think, $15–20, and it was $25. Did I catch a sale? Okay, so like $25, but for personal use, this will still last a long time for you all. Now, ideally, no one's really coming towards these colors right here and right here. And as you can see, I'm already hitting pan with these right here. And then these 3 colors right here are good transitional colors. So if I'm doing an eye look, like on my Lisa Durden, this is my every Friday client. And she likes to look like she has on makeup. So based on what she wears is going to determine what I do on her. She likes the pinky mauve colors. She can't stand icy colors and gold colors. So we already know that that's out the picture. Whereas somebody else who's on darker complex person or someone who wants to look glowy and stuff, they'll appreciate a more golden, copper, bronzy, type of color. Me, I just keep it simple. So yeah, so these are the colors. Yellows and blues. So I'm gonna stick with these 3 colors right here.
What's the MacBook by?
The Crown case, Super, the New Orleans girl, the one who sold $1 million in 90 minutes on Black Friday.
Yes.
And then turned around and did Cyber Monday and sold 1.5 million. Gold, gold, black, young, and she's not a makeup artist. She's just a makeup enthusiast. That's all that she is. Yeah, they're best friends. The Real DJ Beauty for Kaleidoscope, Tokyo Vanity from London, and Super. They're all childhood friends, and they're pretty. No, I'm not a fan. I didn't have no cut creases today. I didn't have no cut creases. So, blending brushes. Utensils are important. Utensils are important. Based on what you're trying to do, is going to determine what brush you need to use. The real long, fluffy ones, you're not getting as much product. You just want to sort of put something on the skin and just, lightly have it on the skin. Then you go for more of the short, stout one. So with this one, I know that once I put product on here, it's going to deposit a lot of product. For this one, this is what we call more of a fluffy ditch brush. So this would be a good blending brush because it's not going to take away a lot of the product. It's going to keep most of it there, but it's still going to blend the way that you need to. If you're doing like specialty looks, you have to go for smaller blending brushes, more thinner blending brushes. So that first one we're going to start with is the fluffy one. We're going to go with this one, and I'm going to go in with this nice orangey color. If you're here to learn how to do makeup on someone, when you dip the brush in the thingy, never blow on the brush. I don't even want to say for sanitary purposes that's very nasty. Just overall, it's nasty. Yeah, it's just nasty. But also for those who will have their personal kits, if you just playing makeup with your friends or y'all about to hit the club or something, like, oh girl, put a little eyeshadow. You done blew on that brush, put it in here, it's just all in here. When you know that someone has an uncleansed powder, you'll start seeing shiny stuff around it. Even for your own personal powders, when you put it on your face. When you use, first of all, the sponge is not meant to be used more than one time while it still has product on it. That's not what that sponge is for. At least clean the sponge. But I feel like, you can go to the dollar store and get some sponges. But if you open up your compact case and you see a shiny rim, that is sweat and dirt in there.
No, I'm just disgusted. That's all.
And it's the truth. Most people don't know about it, and then they'll keep using it, and you're not really getting much product because that's a film of dirt, oils, or just whatever. And I've told people, even when people show me their stuff, the first thing I look at is it clean? I have been on gigs where other makeup artists was there, and their brushes is like tainted brown, or you visibly see dirty foundation brushes. For me, everything I use here is what I still use on myself. If I need to pull that brush, I don't have my own personal kit. I've tried to do it a number of times. It just doesn't work for me. But still in all, you want to make sure that the brush is fluffy. My brushes I know smell clean because of the brush cleaner that I actually use. It's $46 for 32 ounces, and I'm down to 3 of those a month. I need to make sure that it's disinfected and that it's clean. For personal use, you can get baby shampoo, you can get the Dawn dish degreaser, you can clean your brushes. Ideally, I've never used a dirty brush on myself. Even if I used it on myself, I always just go for another one, because then I don't want to start building up problematic skin. You know, it's not to say that it's going to happen. I just like to always take precautions, but at the same time, I can't take a brush that already has dried up foundation on it and put it on my face. I just can't. So for personal use, just clean the brushes. Just clean it. So we're going to go in, and I'm going to concentrate. It's the truth. Like, no, it's the reality of it. Like, when it comes to my brushes, I keep my brushes in my hand. Like, it has to be clean. Okay. So I'm going to start to blend.
Okay, so change the
What's that?
Then you're gonna stick with me because I'm gonna inbox you for everything. How do I do this? How do I clean this? She's gonna be like, oh,
It don't take much to clean. Just some soap and water, you know, or the soap. So like my big brushes, I use the soap that's like 98 cents, I think it is. You can get it from like Twin Cities, Primos. I think maybe Shotgun or something too. Well, whatever. It's just called soap, and it's the old-fashioned soap that we used to use to wash our clothes on a washing board. That's all it is. It just comes in a big block. Just take a knife, cut them down, put it in a Ziploc bag, and it should last you guys longer than mine actually lasts me.
So I want to ask you a question, and I don't want you to judge me.
Okay, go ahead.
I saw it on Facebook, and I tried it. I went and got the mesh bags, and I put all my makeup brushes and the sponge into the bags. Put it in a washing machine.
I'm not doing that. So you mean to tell? Thank you. Wow. Okay. So the new trend.
Doing the sponges
The new trend, okay, is people are taking the mesh bags. I use a mesh bag for my bras because I don't dry my bras.
Right.
But the idea of taking dirty clothes, periods, poop, kids throw up, whatever the case may be, put it in a washing machine. Most of us do not clean our washing machine. I know even when I go to the laundromat, all I do is take some Lysol spray the whole machine to kill the bacteria, and then I wash my clothes. But you mean to tell me people are taking their brushes and their sponges, putting it in this mesh bag, and throwing it in a washing machine? First and foremost, detergent for clothes is not the same. Just,
I said don't.
it's not even you. I actually saw that a couple days ago, and the girl was so upset because she felt like the washing machine messed up her brushing. That's just taking and throwing it around in the thing. So yeah, your brushes should be messed up. Not to say it in a bad way, but we've sort of becoming so overwhelmed with just instant that we're not willing to just do minor things like clean a brush.
They have a little small brush for your brushes. On Amazon. Like a little washing machine.
I had one. I must have bought a cheap knockoff one because when I told you, yeah, I bought that one off of Amazon. So I don't know if the brand that I particularly bought was any good.
No, they're
It
no
didn't
good.
wash. No,
Yeah.
it only on the outside.
No, I was just gonna say if you buy good quality brushes, because all my brushes are matte, so the handles are wood. So you know you want to just make sure that you you take, you know, good care of them. I just use
You
shampoo.
take care of your brushes
Yeah.
will take
Yeah.
care of you.
I have some brushes
Even
I've
with
had
the
since,
wood ones,
like,
wood can
1998.
sometimes, especially
Wow.
soak them in water, can sometimes sort of welt, and the glue can actually start to loosen on the brushes. And even though we may not see it, but beneath that, you'll start to see your brush starts to shed. But clean it by hand. I mean, I get upset. I pay people to wash my brushes and they still don't want to wash them, and I'm offering to pay them. So if we're talking just personal use, what, 4, 5, 6 brushes that we're using? Okay.
But you don't use that many.
I said personal use. Personal use, okay? Personal use. What you were saying, Tiff?
Well, how do you feel about I seen the advertisement for the makeup, the brushes the machines that they clean, the brushes for you. You're supposed to put it in a little thing and it spin around. It's supposed to clean the
For
brushes.
personal use.
For personal use.
Were you talking about that one, or were you talking about the one that you put it in, you hold it in a little bottle thing and it spins? Yeah, so I don't have the other one.
I bought that for you before. Tell them about that. I bought that as a gift. It broke.
So I
that's why
It broke.
You hook a little thing onto it. It's
Yeah.
like this little bowl. You
It
put
broke.
some batteries
I
in
guess
it,
personal
and
use would be
then you
fine,
hit the
not
button and
for
it
what
spins.
you a lot of
and
people.
the stop. It broke within the third brush, and that was in one lump sum. So then my A1 client here, and our client for like 6, 7, 8
Me.
from the beginning, she bought me another one. And I knew when she called and said like, "Hey girl, I got something for you," I knew it was that. So as of now, I still do not use it. I'm so sorry, Lisa. But
I
the
still love
bowl
you.
that it comes in, I do have my peppermints in it in my bowl. So I'm still using it till its fullest potential. But no, I don't have time to do one by one when it comes to that, because you have to latch onto the thing and then okay.
I got you.
And for the second one that you put them in there and it press the button and it just kind of works itself, I have way too many brushes for that.
Yeah, I know. I figured.
Okay, so close. So now we're gonna go in and we're gonna start the transition process. Now I'm doing slight circles.
I got to dry.
So the first color is like this warm brown color. And I'm just making sure I don't blend. So the first color is orange. This one I concentrated in the crease area and I went up. So the second color that I'm going to use is going to be sort of a gold color, but combine them together. It's going to start to create a good crease. And I always keep one clean blending brush just to soften this line right here.
And this is in the crease, correct?
Yep, this is the crease going up. What I mean by up is when you start to blend, go up rather than down towards the lid. And I'm just softening the outer parts. So you see how it's already starting to create the lid, the crease, and the brow. So then I want to go in with one more darker color, and I'm going to use Black Radiance, Black Owned Company, very inexpensive, local beauty supply stores. I love it. Very pigmented. I'm going to sort of tap in both of these. Like this. I'm going to start from the outer corner and work my way in, but concentrating more on the outer. When you put product on your brush, the first place that you press is, or place it on the skin, is where the heaviest amount is going to be. So you just want to make sure that when you're trying to do like a smoky eye, start on the outer corners. and then work your way in. Smoky. And smoky, there's so many different smoky eyes. And usually when people say smoky, they mean the outer corners, but traditional smoky, halo smoky, green smoky, brown smoky. And smoky doesn't necessarily have to be black. If you're lighter, you can use dark greens, dark browns, dark blues. But usually for the darker complex, you want to go for the blue blacks, the ebony, not the blue black, sort of like the blue blacks, purple blacks, ebonies, you know. Then we're going to do the same thing over here. And with this one, I'm concentrating on the crease area, but I'm pivoting my brush down. I don't want to go up with this, I want to stay down. And when it comes to the eye makeup, the further you go up, the more you go out, the more daring, the more drama, the more, you know, daring the look is going to be. And I'm leaving this whole brow area out. So I have a little more on this eye than I do the other. And you can never blend it out. This is your crease area. For those that are looking for it to be just a little more in-depth, they want it to like really pop, you can just go with a black and like very lightly and just sort of go in and do the same thing. So now we're going to concentrate on her lid.
When I try to do a smoky eye, I always end up looking like a raccoon. So I don't know if it's the products or my technique.
Most likely the technique. Because
Okay.
you can't see where your crease area is, you're basically going to have to go on fill. So I would say for you, now I'll pass this brush down. So a skinny brush like this, blending brush, pass that down. You can actually use that, sort of find where your orbital area is, your orbital bone and your eye socket, and concentrate towards that. But when you really start to learn how to do it, I would say take like an eyeshadow brush. So you see that's not even too far from it.
Okay. So get it a little bit smaller.
Just get it a little bit smaller,
Okay.
or if you just want to sort of learn placement first, take an eyeshadow brush, a thick one, just put it right there, and sort of trim out first where you want to put it, and then blend. So if you already know that when you look down, your eye is going to get even bigger, sort of stay where you see the line for the crease of the skin and work yourself down. Leave the brow bone exposed,
Okay.
depending on the technique that you're actually using. If you're going for like a smoky eye, you want the color all over the lid, sort of put your transitional colors down first and then place them and then blend them. Which sometimes when we're doing those magnified looks, that's how we do it anyway. When you see the videos on the cut creases, you see they take like this thick brush and they start to place the color first, then they go in and they actually start to blend it out.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So for the color on the eyelid, let's just go with this like pinky coral color. This is Julia's Grace. This is actually a blush palette, but I use it for an eyeshadow palette. If I use it for blush, the person has to definitely be much lighter, but I do like these two colors right here for eyeshadow. And I'm going to use my finger. When you put eyeshadow on, you don't want to swipe it across. You want to pat it in and work it into the skin. You want to build on the color. You can use a brush. I just like these fingers. And when you put the eyeshadow on, you go slightly into the crease where you put the colors, but you still need to leave room for blending. Huh? Or a cut crease. That's the start of a cut crease, but it would be like so straight right there. So when you take this color I see that it's already in. A little more. And I always say put a little more just for blending purposes, you know. And then I'm going to take the brush that had the leftover product on it, and I'm going to slightly, just at the top, blend that out. So you're basically fusing the colors together. And I like to pull at the skin when you're doing your own makeup, just raise the brow to sort of stretch the skin. It's like putting on lipstick. You have creases in the lips. You just want to smile a little just to make sure that you're getting the creases and not just on the surface of the lip. And this is sort of an iridescent color, so it's going to sort of change colors as you work. So you see? Now I'm going to take my Becca Illuminator. Who has Becca? Becca is high end, but it's the easiest illuminator to break. I can't understand why, for the love of God. This is the one that isn't broken, but I will say when you have illuminators and they come compressed like this, take an alcohol spray, spray it like, well, first, depending on how it crumbles up, sort of finish meshing it out and like making it fine like a blue brown beef. Take like 3 sprays of alcohol, put it in there, take a tissue, hold it, put it on top, and press it right back in. Now, it's gonna break again. I don't want you to think that it's not, but that's how you can sort of save it. Unless it falls all over the floor, I'm so sorry, this is terrible. Unless it falls all over the floor, if it's still in here, you open it and it breaks, just spray it with 2 pumps of like 90% alcohol so that you know it's gonna dry out, and just press it back down. When you press it back down, it's sort of gonna look like this. See? So yes, I don't know why Becca breaks so much, but she does. And I'm gonna take a little bit, and I'm gonna put it right on her brow bone. I'm using something that's like extra sheer because I don't really want to add so much color. I just want the shimmery to actually make it pop though. Now, depending on what kind of look you do or how far you learn how to do it, you've seen colors when it's like yellow up there, white up there, but it's usually really like this color. This is just a thick eyeshadow brush. Just a thick eyeshadow brush. Who was about to say something?
I was. So when you're doing the eyes, how far do you come in with the shadows when you're coming in here? I mean, is it lined up with the eyebrow? Because sometimes I never really know.
That sometimes depends on what you're actually doing.
So
In the
it's
process,
preference.
once we finish with the foundation, when you start to contour the nose, you still have to go back into that area. So even if you come out just a little bit by mistake, as you can see, this one stops here and that one kind of stops there,
Yeah.
it's still going to get covered up.
It's gonna be the
Because once you put the foundation on, you have to go into it because when you start to contour the nose goes based on the bone. That whole bone area of the forehead, that's where it actually comes down. Some people sit a little bit differently. Sometimes you can see it a little up, a little below here. They have like this like natural crease right there, and then the others you don't see it at all. Okay. So with that, I'm just gonna I'm gonna smoke her out just a little on the corners, and this is just for the purpose of you guys knowing because everybody says they always look like they have a black eye when they do a smoky eye. A smoky eye, you should always start with the less than sign, I guess, less than on one side, greater than on the other side. Take a smaller brush, or even if I was to take this shadow brush, I'll dip the shadow brush and I'll pivot it to the side. I'm going to start where this eye ends. This is the outer waterline. I'm going to put it right there, and I'm just going to concentrate right here. Even if you start off with the black first, so to take it and draw like a little sideways arrow. And then then I'm gonna take this smaller blending brush, very small, and I'm just gonna sort of drag this out a little and soften this line. And then you have what we would consider a sort of cocktail smoky eye, subtle smoky eye. You don't want to do too much, but you don't want to do too less either. And again, the further you go in, I mean, the further you come out and the higher you go up, it's what's going to make it more of a drama look, daring look, you know. And if you're looking for like a glam, sometimes you can take the brush without adding a product and sort of slide it out to sort of extend the eye. So now we're going to go on with liner. There's so many different liners. NYX Cosmetic has a good one. Mary Kay has a good one. Some are felt tips, some are brushes. It's all on what you feel comfortable with actually using. I'm going to go with the NYX Cosmetic liner, liquid liner, and it has a brush at the end. Okay, we're just going to stick with the felt tip one. So this one has a felt tip, but it's still really good. It just applies. This is NYX Cosmetic. This is their Epic Ink Liner.
Do you think the pen or the gel is easier to control?
It all depends on you. It really all depends on you. Sometimes the felt tip one will sort of dry itself out, or you have to like apply more pressure to get it out. The liquid ones, one roll move, it's over. It's literally over. The gel ones, depending on how you do it, can allow you to gain more control. But some people don't really know how to use the gel either with the pen, with the little brush. So I'm going to start in the middle, and I first want to just lay out how far up I want to go. Then I'm going to take the pencil and sketch my line.
So you always start in the middle when applying to somebody else?
Yep. And on myself. Because for me, I want to know how far up I want to go. I might have to look in the mirror to say, oh, that's going to be too much liner right there. It's going to take away my whole eye. And then I know for people starting, I've never learned how to make the line first and then fill it in. I just kind of went across, but you can make a little line right here. The line, and then you can just drag it over. There are definitely going to be times when you're going to drag it over and it's going to make a mistake and go up. You're going to blink while you're doing it, and it's going to make it go up. Sometimes you might have to start all over. It happens. But other times, you're like, ooh, today's a good wing day, like it'd be like a good brow day. And I always say when you're starting off, start with the opposing side. Start with the side that you think is going to be harder to do.
How do you prevent like the liquid eyeliner from running? I tried to use it on a young lady's face and it seemed like the eyeliner just ran right down into her eye.
Too much. Your placement was off. You started off, you dipped it in the liquid, you started on the inner corner, and then it just ran. Again, the first place that you put anything, the first place that you put it is where it's going to be the heaviest. And when you're dealing with liquid, that can sort of like deter how they feel about you actually doing their makeup again. Because once it goes into the eye, it's going to start burning, they're going to start blinking, and then just applying it. So that's why I say start in the middle first, put the most product up there, or when you take it out of the liquid, just sort of twirl it around a little, try and get it off. But just start in the middle. It just makes it so much easier to do that. Okay, Lashes. Lashes is a girl best friend. Some people are scared of them. I love lashes. The trick to putting on your lashes by yourself.
Ladies, pay attention. This is part of one of the prizes. Pay attention.
The trick to putting on lashes yourself is to look down. So even when I put my lashes on, I don't know how to do them without tweezers. I just have sweaty hands and I've just always used the tweezers. I place my tweezers in the middle of the lash. I put my mirror below me and I look down. When you look down, when you look down, you're able to see the entire eyelid. If you're trying to look in the mirror, face forward, when your eye goes up, your eyeball move left and right, the eyelid is gonna go up and down. And then what do we normally do? We take our finger, drag our eye out, and we sit up there trying to, get it all together. Some people it work on, some people have mastered just taking the mirror and, going down. But for the most part, when you're starting off, take the mirror and just look down. See everything. The most important part about it though, your glue has to be tacky. You do not put glue up here and then think you're just gonna get that eyelash up there. It's gonna be sliding. I mean, it's just gonna be sliding. Your eye gonna start watering. And also, if you have sheer lashes, until you learn how to do it, stay away from thick band lashes. It's not your friend. It's just definitely not your friend. So the eyelash glue. So if you're using it for your own personal use, you can just go ahead and blow on it. But I just like to fan it and get it tacky, 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 tacky. It really works because when you get it tacky, as soon as you place it, especially if you're learning how to place it right, it's gonna stick the first go round. Then you start to maneuver whether or not you need to pull it in or pull it out, and make sure that you measure the lash. If you know you already got big eyes, any lash is gonna go on you. You need to stay away from shorter length lashes. Which one, Sandy?
2 questions. You said something about sheer lashes, and you said something about what?
The band.
Yeah, the band.
So what you guys have on the table are thin band crochet lash bands. That's what we consider those. It's just a piece of thread, thicker thread, but it's just, it feels so good. It's just a thin thread. It's easily bendable, and you're able to maneuver it on the eye. Although sometimes if you're learning, you might fold it into the glue, like putting it on, it might like fold or crinkle up or something like that. But it's easier to use because it'll lay to the eyelash. For us who like the mink lashes, I'm in love with mink lashes. I love mink lashes. The wispiness just sort of, it just does something for the whole look. But with mink lashes, because it is an animal, the band is always thicker. So first order of business when putting them on a thicker lash one, she has wide eyes, so I already know it's gonna fit. You wanna make sure that the eye, is long enough for the eye. You might have to cut it down some. For those who aren't really into lashes, if it's an asymmetrical lash like this one and what's on the table for you all, I always say if you're not really, cut the outer, not the inner. But if you know you like lashes and you know you want that in part, cut the inner and not the outer.
Do you measure corner to corner, or?
It depends on, okay, good question. So it depends on how in-depth your corner is. Some people have like this peekable tear duct, and it's like the eye stops right there, and then it's like a cat eye. It has like this little wing to it. You don't want to start from the tear duct on that one because I'm not gonna say it's like a dead area for the eyelash, but it's gonna keep poking you in the eye. It's a very sensitive area right there, so you want to sort of like bring it out. But I always say stop it a little short towards the end. The reason for that is if you stop it short on the end and you push it up, it actually lifts the eye. Even for those who are now wearing the extreme lashes, the ones that everybody say look like caterpillars, most people don't like them. I freaking love them. The trick to those lashes is to cut them shorter than your eye, but place it in the middle. Why? because again, makeup is an illusion. As long as that lash is and it flares on both sides, you're not even gonna realize that it's cut short on your eye, because all you're gonna see is the flares from the lash. And on top of that, for a lot of people, because a lot of people wear their hair to their face now, they got the heavy side. When you have those long lashes on and you got a swoop and you take a picture and that lash is down like this, y'all seen it? Y'all seen it? Again, it's an illusion. You put your whole eye down, you know? You have to be mindful, because even if you push the hair back, quickly pull it, push that lash up. Okay, look down. She hates getting lashes, but she freaking loves them. Don't panic, okay? So with the glue being very tacky, the lash is up there, I'm pressing it in, and then your lash is there. So it can be pushed up a little more, but I want to wait for it to completely dry. I put my lashes up there while it's semi-tacky because I want it to dry on the eye. You might want to go out tomorrow. You might want to keep the lashes on, but I will say if you do sleep in your lashes, sleep pretty. Sleep pretty. Because if you wake up, you know how you used to get them weaves back in the day, you put that rubber band around that wrong weave and you can never get that line out. Yeah. Once that lash go in, it's over. It's over. But I feel that lashes really do seal the look. Sometimes I get a client and it's just like, oh, but I really have really long lashes. And I understand that. Some people really do have long lashes. But it's still not long enough when you're putting on foundation. You know, even for brides, some brides don't really want it. When you're taking pictures, you need that lash to sort of, you know.
Is it necessary to put mascara on before you put the falsies on?
It all depends. I like to put mine on afterwards. I like to fuse mine into the actual lash. But if you did a crazy look and you got all this eyeshadow and glitter and stuff, you can put it on before and after. But you definitely want to make sure that you have eyeshadow in it, that you are wiping away the eyeshadow, because some people tend to forget that the fallout is on their eyeshadow, and they did this beautiful look, and then they look up and you see color, white, powder, and all of that. It kills the look. It really kills the look. If you don't have a mascara, you can take eyeliner, you can take black powder. You can use almost anything to just clean it up. Yeah, except for those who have no hair at all, which sometimes I feel like those are like the best faces, because you get to do anything you want. But if you do, for those who want to learn how to do makeup on others, if you do get someone who has no hair on their lashes, start with an extra small crocheted lash and then top it with the lash that they actually want, because you still need something for it to adhere to.
How often do people request for the bottom lashes?
Oh, those be like my urban girls. They be like the I'm so poppin' girls. Okay. It's just, yeah, so I worked in a strip club for about 3.5 years, so I had a high demand from them there. Now, bottom lashes I really do like, as long as you get the right one and it's applied properly, but not too often do people want it. It's usually for, I just call them my I'm so poppin' girls. That means that Love and Hip Hop Atlanta look, like, you know, it's, you know, you just want all this color and you just want to be like strobing from here to, you know, Jamaica. Some eyes can't get them depending on how much room you have below here. If you have high cheekbones or chunky cheeks, you can't really get it because it's just gonna like kind of sit there. And then sometimes for a look like that, you still have to own the look.
So when you get them, do they cut them? Is it the same?
They already come like that. They have a large selection of bottom lashes. They even come in mink now.
Do you ever do a double lash? Because I did a shoot once and she
triple.
Like double.
I will go in
like
with
I
some
had
lashes.
bands on my eyes.
I'm not even gonna lie. Sandy, you know, especially for somebody that got like a big eye, we could put like 3 pair up there.
Really?
And like play with it.
Yeah, it was
too much.
I couldn't keep my eyes open. It was just,
man.
it felt heavy.
Like the really thick ones.
Yeah.
These that you have on the table can be done tomorrow.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was-
And those are very small too. So yeah, I would definitely double those up. But like a 7-foot, you're not gonna go down because you got it. But yeah, you can definitely double them up. If they're the straight across ones, you can double them up with other straight across ones. Or if you're just trying to bring like that extra flair at the end, you can take like an asymmetrical one. I just love hair flashes. It's sticky. I'm sorry, go. The other one okay though? Okay, so moving on to foundation. So I feel like sometimes foundation, it doesn't matter which one you have. I have high end, I have low end, and I have the low budget one. One of my favorite low budget ones, Maybelline and NYX Cosmetic. I love Maybelline FIT. It is thebomb.com. It's actually very buildable. So even if you don't want a lot, it's a good one. If you want even less than what it offers, you can mix it with some sort of moisturizer, or you can just put like 2 and 3 layers and sort of just pack it up there. Foundation go a long way.
Have you tried Juvia's Place yet?
Not yet, not yet, not yet. And for anyone who's gonna ask, I do not use Fenty. It's not that I have a problem with it, I have a problem with the process. So when you put foundation on, it has to go through an oxidation stage. The oxidation stage is like a banana or an apple just pretty much taking its course and it starts to turn brown. And the Fenty foundation is not too far from it. I feel like it was geared towards just everybody along the way, but certain colors when they become more warmer is geared towards like that sun-kissed glowing skin. So in the summertime it kind of works, but sometimes in the wintertime that oxidation stage will have you looking baked, brown, red. So if I have a client and I'm pressed for time, now I have to go in and I have to color correct that. So I'll just wait before I really start to like really play with it. But I've used it a few times and it just doesn't work for me. I don't want to have to work twice on something that, you know, only takes one. And once you really learn how to use these, you'll see that how each product actually finishes on the skin. So now we're gonna go on with the foundation. Now she got a little tan, you know, she got a little tan, so she gets to be a little darker.
What are your advice for color correcting?
It all depends. Sometimes you don't have to color correct. Sometimes you could just use a high definition foundation. Yeah. Color correction is just basically canceling out the colors for dark spots, blemishes, and all that other good stuff, and then just kind of using concealers to soften it out, and then going in with your regular foundation to finish it off. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but I would rather just kind of go in with a full coverage foundation, and then I don't have to work as hard. Now, there are other times for someone who has like birthmarks, if they have tattoos, the raccoon eyes, which is under the lining of the skin, you may have to apply more or do just a little bit more, but for the most part, color correction, I don't really do it as often. I'll just rather go in with a full coverage foundation, primarily because I know once I blend and understanding color theory, it's gonna just look like a second skin.
What about a person with a vitiligo? Because the spots are usually lined
Don't
up.
cover up the spots unless they want you to. Same thing goes for freckles. I do not cover up freckles. Unless you just want me to cover up the freckles, I'll cover them up, but I'm all for freckles. Turn that way. And vitiligo, usually they don't cover it up, they just kind of go around it. So you might get some up there, but you'll take like a wipe or something and just, even for people who have like large moles on their face, I'll just uncover the mole. Look up.
I have this horrible line across my nose. It's like even when I use a full coverage
Allergy line, there's nothing you can do about it.
it's going to protrude through the makeup regardless.
No, you cover it up.
This is what I'm trying to ask you. When I do it, I still see.
No, you're going to see it visually looking at you because you're not using a high coverage foundation. But if you get something like HD MAC or like the creamy foundations and like really get it up there, you can cover it up. What do you do? Color correction?
Yeah, or I use a concealer like black, however you say the second word, opal or pale, whatever it is.
Black opal?
Yeah, and then I'll try to use that and then go over my foundation.
But yours be covered up in the picture.
I still see it.
That's probably because you know it's there.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if I have to go just based on your pictures. So Miss Karen over here was my client. She learned how to do her own makeup. I kept telling her she ain't gonna need me after a while, and she does a beautiful job on her makeup. She has never had a one-on-one with me. She would just call me at times and ask me questions, or if she did a look and I saw something problematic with it, I would, you know, give her a call or inbox her and say X, Y, and Z. She's the definition of just basically saying practice does make perfect. You have to practice.
I watch your lives and your YouTubes as well.
So, good question. The difference between brushes, sponges, and buffers. So, so a buffer would be this. They come flat top. They come kabuki style. This would be a buffer. It's very thick, very not stiff, but yeah, buffers. Yeah. So it's usually to, you know, blend it in, work it in, pat it in, or add a bunch on. Then you have foundation brushes, which most people don't really gravitate towards these, but I still kind of do. Then you have your sponges. Sponges is best used for high coverage foundation. Because a sponge absorbs, if you use a medium to full coverage, a medium to light coverage foundation, it's pretty much going to take away what you're actually putting on. When you're using a thick foundation, not high definition, for camera ready makeup and everything, you want to blend it, you want to take some of it away, but you still need to make sure that the bulk of it is still on the face. That's the difference in using a sponge. So if you're looking for that low to medium coverage, then yeah, go in with the sponge or use a tinted moisturizer. But for this foundation, because I'm working it in her skin, I just wanted to make sure that I gave her enough coverage to, you know, sort of clog her pores, for lack of better words. So, foundation is on, and this is where color theory comes in. So this is NW45, which is a little orangey, ready for her. It's going through the oxidation stage, and then we're just going to cancel it out with a cooler color.
So they no longer do that? They no longer do that concealer?
They probably do. I would just have to pay full price for it. It was 50% off.
What name was that?
Huh? The beauty supply store. I definitely went yesterday. Don't got no more.
Because it reminds me of.
But when I went to look for them on Instagram, they had like, you know, hundreds of thousands of followers and, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm going to go in and start to blend.
I like the coverage.
That's what sold me. I kid you not. And I'm in a beauty supply store over here, and I'm just like, no, this is good. And then when I got home, I realized that it dries matte. That's perfect. So I'm taking the beauty blender and I'm blending all of this out. This little bit that's going to be left on my spine, I'm going to start to chisel her cheekbone. I don't want a lot. I just want to be able to create that separation, but very lightly and still staying true to the aesthetic of her own high cheekbone. So instead of me just going in with the concealer to put right here, I'm just going to start to blend it out with that.
Now, how do you know how to, you ain't get to the part yet, but how do you know how to contour according to each person's shape? Because everybody's face is shaped completely
Okay,
different.
good question. So, she has a round face, but she has high cheekbones, so I'm going based on her own contour. Say if we have baby girl right here, she has a round face, but she don't really have high cheekbones, and what she do have, you can't see because of the complexion that she has. So, when you start to chisel out, start from the top of the earlobe. That's where it starts. Start from the top. Depending on how the bone structure and the shape of your face, some people's face is just round, you can sort of chisel straight across. Some people you have to chisel straight up, and sometimes usually for a box shaped face you have to chisel down. When it comes to sort of constructing the face, for an oval face, it's probably not going to make sense, but I should have had some printouts. For an oval face, you sort of want to contour here and stop right here. Blend it all out and sort of drag it down, because you just needed to stop somewhere. For a box-shaped face, especially for the cheekbones, because it's usually the cheekbones, the jawbone is usually the box area, you're going to start your contour, you're going to break it right here. You want to break that box area, so you're going to use darker colors to sort of disguise it. If you're using somebody that has a round face, you want to start from the side of the temple and not technically the forehead. So there's different ways that it can actually be laid out. But I know when most people look at it for highlighting and contouring, all you see is under the eyes, down the nose, do the chin, and then put the contour of the three of the face. But it really is based on the person's face shape, and especially if they don't have the bone structure that protrudes straight through. You understand? You don't find so many box shapes, but it's usually like oval. Oh, and pear shape, you don't even contour right here. This is all highlight because you need to make it look bigger. You get what I'm saying? So that's what it comes down to, the highlighting and contouring. It comes down to makeup period. It's an artistry. It really is an artistry. And for those who really want to learn it, you know, you have to understand the basic fundamentals. So this is ultra matte concealer. And then when I do the nose, depending on how the nose is, I break it right here and put a little dot right here because we want like this. Okay, so how she just went like that, you never want to move the face. Foundation and makeup is based on your placement. When you start to move the face, even though people think that they're helping me, you're not helping me. You're actually probably giving me more work, because if I'm not paying attention to how you're moving your face, which would be kind of hard, but sometimes I might be talking to somebody, I can start to blend and not even realize that your mouth is down, or, you know. So when doing other people's makeup, you don't really want to move, you don't want them to move the face. So this is just foundation. You saw how much foundation, you saw how sort of red or sort of warm she did look based on her hands, but you can't even tell that she has on foundation right now. And on top of that, it's still smooth to the touch. So if you ever touch the face and you still feel like you can feel the foundation, it's still not blended in well. So now we're gonna go in and we're gonna start to set the face. So many ways it can be set. Most people hear I'm baking. Baking is the same terminology as setting a foundation. Baking is usually geared towards high definition makeup. That means that you have on so much foundation, you're gonna be on TV, you're gonna be on a green screen, you're doing a red carpet, you're doing something that requires you to have on a ton of makeup. So when you put the powder on, you need the powder to absorb as much of that liquid as you put on the face. For someone who's using medium to low coverage, you don't need to bake, you just really need to set. If you're using matte foundations, you don't really need to bake, you just need to set. Even though the matte is not going to move, if you start to perspire, it's still going to give you some sort of, you know, dewiness to the skin. So I'm going in with Sacha Buttercup. The number one kind that most people talk about is banana powder. I do not use banana powder. It's not yellow enough for a lot of my clients. So this one is the Sacha Buttercup, $25. You can get it on Amazon. It comes in 3 different colors. And this is the yellow that I need to bring into her face, the warmth that I need to bring into her face. So I'm going to use the Beauty Blender because I don't want to deposit a lot. I just want to give enough to sort of set the foundation just in case she decides to, I don't know, go to the house and just from downtown in Lincoln Park. Look up. Are you going? Okay. So, and I'm going to, when I put it in the inner corner, I'm going to bring it over to the nose just a little bit. And then I'm going to work this in. You don't want to come down too far because, again, it's all about placement. Go this way. So I'm stopping right here. So when I start to blend, it's going to seep down just a little bit. And then I'm going to take whatever excess and I'm going to start to chisel out the cheekbone because you still want to stay true to what you're actually doing. Okay?
So what is it that certain people are doing wrong? Like when, you know how you put the setting powder in and then you take a picture and then you just see all of it
Sometimes it can be a setting powder. If it's a cheaper setting powder, most importantly, if it's a white setting powder and you're dark, brown, caramel, chocolate, cocoa, white is not your friend. They, Laura Mercier do have one and it's like sort of like an eggshell white, but the product itself is so good. Cheaper products is not, the powder is not as fine as it would need to be. When you're working with this, you want it to be very fine powder. Another thing that can go wrong, you didn't blend out your highlight, you didn't blend out your foundation enough, but you also didn't blend out enough of your contour, your highlight as well. So that means that this powder, even though though you feel like you're baking and you blended it out, it's just sitting right here. And that's when you start to get those flashbacks. Another thing is when you put too much powder on, you blended it out. In the house with your yellow lighting, it looked perfect. You went outside, you couldn't really tell because the sun is now shining down on you. Oh, but when you took that flash picture, the devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. So that means that you probably used the wrong colors, you didn't blend it out, you used the white, or it's very cheap powder, or the old-fashioned way, baking powder and baking powder. Yeah, that's an old drag thing. It just, you know, you want to make sure that you really blend this out. And I always say, if you want to just do a self-check makeup, take a picture in the house with the flash, turn the camera around, take a picture in black and white. Black and white pictures will give you all your inconsistency. It doesn't say like, oh, this highlight is all the way down here, but this one is all the way up here. You understand what I mean? So just do self-checks, you know? Because if your friends is not really telling you, she said what you said. I've never used Airspine, but a lot of people use it. How do you feel about it?
I have my own.
Do anybody else use Airspine?
I use air sponge, but I mix it with midnight and powder. Or I'll mix with the black opal big setting powder.
How was the black opal setting powder?
Love it.
Okay.
I use number 6 to set my whole face. And then I go in with the black radiance like that.
Okay. Oh, and that was the last thing. And when you put the powder on your face, you didn't use no color powder to offset the powder. Even though powder, the translucent powder is colorless, it still leaves a residue because you're still putting product on your face. So when you go on with those powders, especially if you use too much and then you did dust it away, you still need to go back in with foundation powders, bronzers, your blushes. You need to bring the life back into the face, literally.
Now, how do you determine what colors you need to use? What's too light, what's too dark?
Because they have a color for everything. So white people, Caucasians, what is it? Koreans, all of them, they can use white. It doesn't matter for them. If you're light skinned, go with sort of like a yellow sort of color, a warm vanilla kind of, and then you have your dark, and you have your dark X. So they do have colors for it. Then I have a luxury line. They have a very dark color. Usually Laura Mercier, which is my go-to one, even if I use it on somebody that is darker complex, like my beautiful queen right here, it still doesn't leave, you know, color behind because I'm still going in with foundation powders and I'm still offsetting the powder, the white light powder that I use to do it. And when you're doing high definition and camera ready makeup, that's basically what we're doing. Foundations, translucent powders, and then go right back in with the same color. Like, and my favorite matte powder is matte. And I feel like the reason why is because they're one of the main ones that give you a long line of colors. You go to that matte counter, they got a powder for every color, starting with the NCs and the NW. Sometimes you have to fuse colors together, but it just means that your product is going to last much longer. Okay, so now we're going to go on with our black radiance. I'm going to be using 2 brushes. First, I want to chisel out the cheek. And this is going to be me bringing the color back into her face. I'm going to go in with the Sculpt color. This is the black radiance medium. And I'm going to start from back here because, again, first place you place your brush is where the heaviest is going to be. And I'm just going to chisel this down. And the reason why I start with the lighter color first, because just in case, depending on what type of person she is, some people want to be chiseled to the god. Others just want to give you like a second skin. So I just want to make sure that I stay true to what she's going for. And if you ever book with me and you come to me, my whole boom room, I have a huge mirror, so you're seeing the entire process. I encourage people to say, if this is too much, that's too much smoky, let me know. If you give me free will to do what I want to do, I'm going to do it based on ideally what I see. If you're not a makeup lover, it can sort of look like it's too much, but sometimes it looks like that when you're not dressed and your hair not done. And then when you get your hair, you put your whole outfit on, it just works. And I'm going a little up on the temple. really want to chisel my chin a little. And again, that under chin fat is just an illusion, okay? I don't want you to think that if you use a darker color that it's going to disappear, because it's just nice. So I know your angle when you start taking pictures. And these are only like, I did mine from Amazon, it's like $8. Now I got a few of them now because I don't use the other two colors, but I feel like I need to contact Black Radiance and see if they can just send me the middle colors on all of them. So the middle color for the dark deep one, which is just the newest one, I think it's been out for maybe 5 to 6 months. Your friend though, your friend, yeah? That's what I told Miss Norma. Really? Yeah. And then instead of me coming all the way down, because again, makeup is an illusion, I'm gonna start here, and I'm gonna just stop. And then I'm lightly taking the side of the brush and just sort of making sure that everything is focused. You understand what I mean? And then I'm going to shift up. You don't want to shift down because then you're going to make your whole jawline look so hollow. It's just not going to be right. You want to make sure that you're giving the right areas. Some of them can, depending on how. Well, most of them do. It depends on what colors you're going for. So it is good for sort of highlighting the area, but you still want to go back in with some foundation powders and just sort of make sure that you're going to give a light area so far as a highlight and not leave a flashback. So one of my other favorites is the Mary Kay foundation powders. I know.
Oh my goodness.
I know. Mary Kay, people don't really take them seriously. But whoever is in charge right now, they win it. Okay? At first I thought these was all translucent powders. And then one day I'm doing a live, I'm like, oh, this is powder. So I'm just gonna take this powder, which is the same thing as a compressed powder, it's just loose. Put that, and I'm gonna go under the eye. And it just makes it look like velvet. I'm not trying to give her a strong highlight. I'm just trying to give her a nice, separation of the bone structure. But please don't sleep on Mary Kay. They even got a new all matte foundation. Yeah. I was taken back by it. They have a couple of things that I'm just like, okay, Mary Kay, I'm here for it. Everything together. I'm going to go on with my blush. Let me start with the illuminator. So, I just got this new illuminator, NYX Cosmetic. I really don't know why I bought it. I just felt like it would make my travel kit a lot easier because it comes with all the essential colors. And then when I used it, I was like, oh, so it is pigmented. So I use this fluffy brush, not that one. Some people like to use little fan brush. Some people like to use their fingers, and I'm just gonna go in with the fan brush because I'm sweating right now and I don't want to leave a fingerprint on my face. So what I like to do is take a few of them at a time. Remember, it's gonna be this one, all of these together. And pop the glow. Now some people like a lot of glow. Others just like they don't know. It's not one of my favorites. Vanessa Myers is like my favorite. I'm gonna take it up on his temple. It all depends on what contact you're using. When they usually say highlight, it's most likely do like the face with the concealer and all of that. I just like to say illuminator so that we can understand the difference of what I'm actually saying. But most people call it the same thing, illuminator. Most people don't even call it illuminator. It's like highlighter or the glow stuff. That's what they call it, the glow stuff. But I feel like in the summertime it's really important because it just helps when you start to sweat. And it goes on the highest part of your cheekbone. And most of the time I put my illuminator on before I put my blush on. And when I show you why. Some people, the new generation uses strobing. Strobing is a heavy illuminator. The purpose of the illuminator is to get where the sun will naturally glow on you. But some people think when they look forward that they're going to see the illuminator. That's not what it's for. It's supposed to be. So then somebody came out like, oh, I'm strobing. So every time you turn your head, you just, you know, you sort of see the glow. I know that a lot of people were big on the Rihanna. What's the name of it? No.
The gold.
It was the gold
Yeah,
one.
what's the killer one? No, it's not
Trophy
Trophy White.
White. It was
Trophy
Trophy
White.
White.
Trophy White.
yeah.
Trophy White is too green and too yellow. It's just, you know, I just, no.
I tried the ink black one. I love this.
A lot.
Ink black, and I also tried to do like a space. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even like award show, not award show. Oh my, that's not my favorite. That's my favorite. What's the one from Crown Case? Is it A-list? Or we talking about the nail salon A-list? Okay, so she has one that's little, that's called A-list, and even with that one, it's just too yellow. It's just too yellow. You just have to know, bless you, you just have to know which ones to do. So like even if I was going with Mama again, I'm not going to use like a golden one on her. I'm going to use like a bronzy one. I'm going to do like bronzy copper, or if I want to go cooler based on what she's wearing in her hair color, because she colors her hair, I might use one that's a little more silver. Because when you look at her and you see her highlights, it's not golden, it's not rose, it's sort of like a gray scale. And usually the darker that you are, it's not a warmer complexion that you give, it's a cooler complexion that you sort of give off. Even if you look at your own face, when you start to see the highlights and the low light, those are your coloring. So just find a color that looks like that highlight, low light. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe kind of, sort of.
Makes sense.
A little? Okay. Okay, so now that the illuminator is on, I'm gonna go in with my blush. Your blush brush, you can use anything, but usually a blush brush is your angled brush. And it just allows you, huh?
Wait, so you use the angle brush?
Yeah,
So
for
you
my
got
blush.
something real technical to stop me from my money when I'm thinking I'm doing something with this big old brush?
I'm gonna,
Brush is big and fluffy, like big.
no, that's a buffer brush.
That's not it.
Oh, that's not it.
I just did my face. Where?
Okay. So I'm gonna use these two colors right here. Because I don't want it to be pinky, pinky, pinky. Usually for dark complex, usually for Caucasians and the light skinned people, people who like these pinky colors. But for us, it's not really going to resonate like that. It's going to resonate very ashy, just pink is what we consider a cool color. So I'm going to go with this mauve color, and I'm going to go with this brown color right here for her. Mostly mauve, and that brownie, tap, tap. And then there's two ways you can put blush. If it's like a day look, I'm going to a meeting or something like that, go with the apples of the cheek, okay? But if you're trying to be a diva, glam, go right in this contour area, so it's like sort of right below the cheek. We're gonna and bring it back. Some people are blush people, others don't really care for it. One of my favorite colors is orange. I just like a good, nice, like burnt orange matte. I think that it complements my skin complexion so well. That is not a blush brush. That is a powder foundation brush. That's a powder brush. You would mess up your whole cheekbone with that. I can't. This little thing right here, for lack of better words, it's a sponge. So some creative person found out that it takes the residue off of brushes and charge $25 for it. But if you go spackle your house, you can find this in Home Depot or something like that. But it's a staple in my kit. It minimizes the brushes, the amount of brushes that you want to use. It does not clean the brushes. It just takes away the residue. So I can go back and blend with ease without having to take away and without having to add more product. This is called, the originator of it is called Color Swap. It's Veramona. Sorry, I'm having a flash. Veramona is the first one who ever made it. V-E-R-A, Mona. They have a lot of other different products as well, but they were the first ones who came out with it. I know that they have them on Amazon for like $10. The Crown Case sell them, I think, for like $8 or something like that. What else? Okay, so underneath the eye. So I don't want to give her a lot. I just kind of want to shape the eye. Some people, depending on their own preference, they may not want black liner under the eye. I will say if you sweat a lot, if you tear a lot, don't use a black eyeliner that is an ultra matte. It's water resistant. It's gonna say waterproof, but I always correct people. If it's waterproof, that means that nothing is gonna break through this makeup, so it can't be waterproof. It has to be water resistant. I'm gonna take this little tiny brush. Who is this by? Okay, my contacts are dry, I can't see. But it's just like a little flat top brush for precision. Is it? I don't remember. And I'm going to use these two colors. And again, I'm not trying to add a lot to her eye. I just want to shape the eye. So I'm going beneath the waterline. And I'm just blending it across. So you see how it just sort of shaped the eye without adding so much color. Turn this way so they can see. You see? And just like a quick pointer, she has light brown eyes. We have color eyeshadows that complement the color of your eye and just like really makes it pop. Because again, everything is based down from color theory. And color theory is your primary colors, your secondary colors, your complementary colors, and what they consider your fiduciary colors. So it's basically your primary colors is the 3 basic colors. Your secondary colors is matching one color to each of the primary colors. So red and blue will make purple, blue and green. You get where I'm going with this? So that's how it breaks down to actual color theory, and that's very important when we're doing it. And especially when it comes to foundation, like I said it earlier with the NC versus the NW, the cool, the war. It's the same thing when it comes to certain lipsticks, especially red lipstick. So if you ever put a red lipstick on, and I'm just going to say Ruby Woo, it's not for me. It comes off orange on me because Ruby Woo is made with a red base coloring in it. Wherein I found one lipstick, which is Charlene K, who I live by, which I have one now. It's called the War Show. It looks red. It's 2 different colors. I have vamp and I have red, but it still looks red on me because it's a blue base red lipstick. So if you go to a makeup counter, not the drugstores and beauty supply stores, they're not going to tell you. But if you do go, if a person really takes their job very seriously and they really want to understand it, you can ask them to show you a red lipstick that has a blue base and not a red base. Because it's going to tell the difference when you put it on your skin. But if you're looking for a good red lipstick, because this has been on since 6 o'clock this morning, Charlene K Cosmetics. Yep.
Charlene K.
Charlene K Cosmetics. And then I'm going to put a nude in her waterline. This is going to make the eye pop just a little bit more. If you ever get your makeup professionally done, don't have them spray alcohol on a pencil. Just tell them to turn it in a pencil sharpener one time. If they don't put it in a pencil sharpener one time and it's not clean like this, they're going to use it on you without cleaning it and they use it on somebody else. Okay? And that's very important. It's sanitary purposes.
That's what's that.
Huh?
That's what
This is MAC Naked Liner. And know. I'm sorry. You good? Look down. Huh?
My question is, like, you know, the white line, like, you see some people in pictures, and they have that white line. What's up with that? Because sometimes on some people...
The white line is basically the nude line. It's just a more dramatic look. It all depends. For those who are makeup enthusiasts and they really like makeup, what they consider is regular, natural, isn't what us regular folks would think. So I personally, unless I'm doing like a crazy look with like blues and greens and stuff like that, I'll put white liner in my waterline because it just goes with the overall aesthetic look. But for someone who's just looking to look a little awake, because the skin underneath it is like, you know, pinky nudie, you know, sort of vanilla color, that's basically what it's for. And your nude is going to be based on your skin complexion. Okay? So let me go ahead. What is that? Huh? This is this is Mario Baduscio, which is, it comes in so many different ones, and all I did was take one of my older MAC illuminator powders, and I just put it in here. So when you guys buy like OMG Glow, what's the other one? The F Girl. Okay, well whatever. You can start buying these with the illuminator in them. I'm just a stickler. When I started doing makeup, I didn't really have much money, so I had to figure out ways to work it on my own. Frances, okay, well whatever her name is. So I just take a good illuminator, maybe like a tablespoon or teaspoon, depending on how big the bottle is. And I just put it in here, I just shake it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with the body glows. Get you a moisturizer, Johnson & Johnson, whatever. Put it in your hand, put some illuminator powder in there, more illuminator powder than lotion. Mix it all together, and you got your own body glow. That's really all it is. Because I know the most popular one is Jackie something, some Jaclyn Hill, or whatever it is $36 for like a bottle this big. Oh, this is the girl. Yeah, Frances J. Frances J. I know it's Frances J. So that's basically all it is. And depending on, you know, your skin complexion is going to determine what color you actually use. This color would be ideal for you. It's on the gray scale. This one is more sort of like a rose gold. So it just all depends on how you want to do it. And even if you buy it within there is not enough in there, just put some more in there.
What did you mix it with?
Mario Baduscio and MAC illuminator. I don't know which one it was, but just one of the MAC illuminators. And even my other ones are just done with Danessa Myricks illuminator, so you can just make certain stuff yourself. Even for just like a Tamika's tip, you want to make your own lipstick, you want it to be matte, get you some chapstick, get you some eyeshadow, 2-part eyeshadow, 1-part chapstick, you got your own lipstick. Same thing with a gloss, same thing with a cream. That's all it is. That's all it is.
I did the midnight, and then I used the Artist Couture shimmer or illuminator, as you will call it in there. And I put way too much.
I don't think you can ever put way too much. So my last spray is my ultimate staple in my kit. It's in a Mary Kay bottle because I buy it by the liter. It's called Midnight Final Sale. It is the ish. Your makeup will not move. I sweat ridiculously. I do not choose to use, I've tried other ones. For starters, MAC Prep and Prime is not a setting spray. It's a mist spray. It's a dew spray. It's used to break down the powders that's on the skin to give you an luminous, dewy sort of look. Urban Decay have one called All Nighter. It's a lot of them out there. But I chose to go with Ben Nye because... How do you spell it? Ben, B-E-N, Nye. It's used for stage makeup. N-Y-E.
N-Y-E, yeah.
N-Y-E. What I say?
B-E-N. Nye.
B-E-N, Nye. Right, N-Y-E, I'm sorry. And this was also on the Kim Kardashian makeup show. I can't think of what the name of it was. They had to do a challenge, and they had to do somebody's face, and they had to be under running water. As soon as she pulled up that final cell, I knew this girl was the winner because it literally does not move. Okay, but when you do put this on, you want to spray it sort of not so close to the face, and you definitely don't want to open your eyes and breathe right away. It's very minty, so it just kind of like takes your breath away and it'll burn your eyes. Okay, you ready? Don't be anxious. I probably use too much, but I just run with it. If you get it out the store, how much is it out the store?
I always order off Amazon. I never seen it.
And how much is the small one?
Isn't it like 30 something?
Oh, you buy the big one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the small one, I can't think of how much that would be because I never bought the small one. But the big one, the 1 liter, which will last an individual person for some time, because I think the liter lasts me for about 6 months. It's like $35. Yeah, $35. So if you just want that makeup to stay, and you're a sweater, you have large pores, this is your go-to, okay? So now let's finish off with the lips. Huh?
So it depends. I'm on Amazon right now for the MIMOSAS Spritzer, the 2 ounce, $16.95.
Yeah, so 2 ounces is $16.95.
Yeah, so you might as well buy the big.
You might as well just buy the big one for $35 and it'll last you for $49. Okay, so mine is $35. $49. Okay. So now we're gonna move on over to Lex. This is a gloss boo over here. She loves her glosses. And her favorite color is pink. So I'm just gonna give her a cute nude lip.
Is that Black Radiant?
Black Radiance.
No, I thought it was Black
So I always line the lip first. That helps give you the shape of the lip. I don't want to go too dark, but I'm going to sketch around her lip line. She has a prominent lip line, so I'm not going to go over it. I'm going to stay below it. Some people don't have a prominent lip line, so you sort of have to create the lip line. And then others just want to make their lips look a little smaller than what they already are. When you are doing this, the focal points of the lip is your Cupid's bow. It's very important. The Cupid's bow is this little dip. Some people call it Cupid's bow, some people call it a Cupid's arrow. But that's the most important part to the lip. Sometimes you can overdraw the lip, but it all depends on the person. And this is just a NYX cosmetic pencil. I'm going to bring in the inner corners just a little bit. And I always tell people to pucker that out. When you're putting multicolors on the lip, you don't want to move your lips around like chapstick when they do this. That's not what you want to do. You just want to keep it, you know. So now I'm going to go in with this MAC 6 color lipstick. And I'm just going to use this little mauve color here. And I'm going to sort of go over the lip liner.
Tanika, she asked what kind of brush are you using to apply
A liquid lip brush. Liquid lip brush. Can you see? So now, because her favorite color is pink and she likes shimmering, I'm going to take a pink shimmering, this is MAC color, Dazzle something, and then NARS. That's way too fine for me. My contacts are dry, I'm sorry. And I'm going to use that same brush, mix it up a little. Place it on the lip. And when you put gloss on after you put a lipstick, you want to sort of use more gloss and just make sure you're not going to disturb the lipstick. And I usually like to start with the inside of the lip and then work my way out so that I don't drag the darker color down to the lighter color. And even with gloss, you still want to stay true to the lip line.
Now, why do you need on a gloss and a lipstick?
You don't.
Okay.
Some people like matte. I'm a matte girl all day. I'm not really a glossy girl, but I know firsthand she's a glossy girl, and she put like 5 layers on the bottom and 5 layers on the top.
Okay.
So I just went with like the gloss
Okay.
for her. but it all depends on your preference. I will say if it's like a fun party, birthday party, I would say go glossy. But if it was like business or you're trying to be that Devo or it's like a glam look, just go matte. But then it all depends on the color. So erase all of that, okay? Erase all of that. Sometimes I don't know what makes, I don't know, I'm just a matte girl. And I just stick to my one matte person. I've compared others to my Charlene K, but this don't crack. I don't got that white line right here. My lips don't feel overly dry. It's just a good product, and her colors are amazing. You know, I have my 3 favorite rum cake vamp in award show, so I just, you know, stick to that.
How much are those?
Her lipsticks run about $14, but it seems like every week she's doing like a $5 or $7 sale, and every week she do it, I order. I even send inboxes sometimes, like she having a sale, you know. She'll even allow you to send it to her through Cash App. Just put the $5.95 for the shipping, and you're good to go. So let's go ahead.
You didn't do her bottle wash? I'm asking. Well, how do you do that? When I do it, it's hard for me to keep it on the latch. It seems like it touches my skin. And then I get frustrated.
Because you probably need to get a piece of paper towel, put it under there. If you go to Amazon or like eBay or something, they have like this little oval thing that it looks like little combs sticking up, and you can just like place it under there. But for the most part, if you don't want to order all of the like pieces, just get a piece of tissue or paper towel or something. Or if it does get at the bottom, wait for it to dry, scratch it off, put a little concealer, clean it up. Okay?
Do you know anyone that has like a set of brushes that you recommend?
Well, I have a lot of those. Julia's Place is one. When stuff falls, you just panic immediately because you just don't know. Julia's Place have good brushes. Even on Amazon, sometimes you'll find like some really good, inexpensive ones up there. So there's a difference between like a cheap brush, an inexpensive brush, and what's the word I'm looking for? High-end brushes. I do have some high-end brushes, but I feel like personally, for just how my money is set up and just how I see things, I'm a very frugal spender. I can't spend $80 on one brush. So you asking for $250 for a 5-piece brush set, it's just not conducive to, you know, just my lifestyle, okay? But when people gift them to me, I like those. You know, I like those. This is my final look. Julia's Place. I'll send it to you. Yep. Julia's Place. Huh? Julia? Yeah, Julia's black owned right out of Jersey City. Yeah, they're right out of Jersey City. So, and you know, she has great product. She has great product. So, first giveaway, we're gonna go for the grand prize. Someone's gonna win a makeup application with me, or they're gonna win a one-on-one, depending on where you're trying to be with your makeup. So, under everybody's seat, now under one seat, huh? Oh, it's in the back of the seat. There's a black piece of tape.
It's in the back.
She got it. Okay, so you can always pass it to somebody. Application. Okay, so down to the lashes. Let's do it. Who's participating?
Wait, what kind of lashes? What are you doing?
Strip lashes. You have to put lashes. You can't.
I can't.
No, you can't.
I'm gonna have a little fun.
So who's participating so I can give you guys some glow?
I want to participate, but I need my mirror.
Can I? I can't. I don't want to. Tanika, I'm gonna try my best.
Because
So for this
Try my
one,
luck first.
you have latex.
I'm gonna try my best.
I'm gonna try.
Tisha, can you pass me mine?
Thank you. It's the effort, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Here you go.
Me too.
One step ahead of you. Latex first.
Before everyone leaves, I would like everyone to give a testimony about their experience today.
I would really appreciate if you guys give
right here at the
testimony.
back.
Who's up? You're not going.
Oh, okay. Wait, we have to do it right now?
You
Okay.
got your own.
Oh, yeah, I
blue?
want my own
You
blue.
try, okay, you got your shit blue.
Oh, okay. Oh. And it gets how you can still mind I use my hand. I was that one like. Do you have scissors? No. Wait, everybody else got a mirror?
Wait, no. That's the key, because once it's tacky, it'll stay so that you can finagle the rest of it.
You have to stay looking at it.
Oh, okay, all right.
Don't start with it.
So the person who puts on the lashes the best is my palette. I don't have a tweezer for everybody. If your hands is small enough, you can use your hand.
Yeah, try
You have your own
It's easy with the
It's easier with your hands.
Yep.
I don't know which one.
That's there you go. This one.
Thank you.
I need the tweezers.
So it's always a long part is to the outside. So that's
Okay, so with the free makeup application, because my boo is already a master at doing what she's doing on herself, she's gonna give it to someone else for either a one-on-one or a free application. So what we're gonna do is put a number in a bag. We're gonna have you guys call out a number. Whoever calls out the number that's pulled out the bag, you win a free application or one-on-one, okay? If the free application does not come with travel, you would definitely have to come to me.
Finished already?
No, I said, are we putting them on now, or is she gonna time us?
Oh, I don't know. She can't time us. I'm definitely not going to win. That's not going to happen.
I have a question. Are you gonna give us a ready, set, go, or do we just go?
Huh? Just go. Just do it.
Oh, just do it?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't
Oh,
want
you
to put
said-
too much pressure.
Okay, you said who put them on the best?
Huh?
You said who put them on the best?
Yes, whoever put the lashes on the best.
Oh, this is white.
I'm already blind and can't see.
Yeah, me too. Is there anything in here? I can't even see. I need my glasses on.
And then we have a bottle of champagne. Is it champagne or wine? You need a pencil? What?
No.
She said tacky. Now the lashes go up.
Don't look like that. Look regular.
She said look down.
Regular.
In front of the light?
Yeah, so you won't get the views on the light.
Like this.
And back up.
Oh, that's magnified. That's throwing me off. I don't think I put any. Oh, this thing is riding up.
Go in.
Just don't wanna.
So,
I don't wanna.
I only recently just got back.
Because she said leave it down and let it dry, right? Riding up a little bit here on the corner. Get a judge before it pops off.
Make sure you have enough adhesive on the lash. You let it get a little tacky. You might gotta scrape the brush around in the glue to like really get it.
Tanika, am I good?
Now do it like what's trying to transition.
Press it down. I didn't put a whole lot.
See, I told you. Okay, I told you.
You doing it? You doing it? And then give it a few minutes and then change.
Karen and Jill did not help.
Oh, sorry.
Karen and Jill, I
Okay, I'm proud of you. Listen, I wasn't sure about how many weeks.
Oh, that's the
So I brought all of
secret.
this.
No.
I can't.
All right.
No, I can't do the mirror and my mirror. My mirror is always very hard.
Yeah.
I don't do the. I can't do the
Yeah, I didn't want to.
when I sit down.
I didn't want to.
Oh, it's good.
It's a latex pink glue.
When I tell you,
Established.
it's not gonna look
That's
like.
nice. Before the Fenty one, JD Glow Cosmetic came out with the same trophy, these were trophy wipers. Really? It's just not as big as Rihanna's. If you look up JD Glow Cosmetics, they got the same, it looks just like trophy wipe.
Ooh, it's starting to.
And it's only $8.
I started water because I'm nervous. Thank you. Thank you.
Makes me not racing like there's no time.
So I just need to get it. Oh, can't run off. Yeah. I let it dry too much. Did you give up on the eyelash?
I don't even care if I don't wear it. Because right now,
Let me see. Let me
what I
see.
just learned, let me tell you. Almost everywhere. Here she go again.
Who, Keisha? Who, you?
Yeah. Like, it's my eyelashes.
Any Marshalls.
I'm just like, get away from me, fool.
You going to the store?
You can see my nose.
Because you ain't got no eyelid.
Maxine, you did yours already?
Maxine has eyelashes.
Oh.
Okay, easier.
Oh, it's a theory.
I've never done it before.
Somebody told me not to do that.
Not for your clients. For you, yeah.
First of all, it says, okay, did we get anything? We try it.
I put it too far back.
Ooh, this is my first attempt. I think I did pretty good.
And I
I
put it
took
too far back.
pictures. It's not that bad. It don't feel uncomfortable.
How far are we, you all?
Not
It's
far.
up there. It's on my hair stuff. It's supposed to be on my hair.
Let me see the
Right?
tweezers.
No?
The tweezers might help.
I'm forgetting.
Cause especially with the inner corner.
I think
Yeah,
so.
cause I'm not.
It's supposed to be on the hairline.
I'm not getting it.
Oh,
The
so
lash
not on the
line.
hair.
Okay. Last.
Okay.
You got it?
I think she got it.
Are we finished?
Tisha, are you the winner? You better be the winner.
So I don't want you biased to it. So put.
Oh wait, those are ones you
No. Yours was fashion.
Tisha, let me see. Maxine, let me
Are
see.
y'all ready?
Okay, sis.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. I can't even get my first one on. And you done with both of them?
Yes.
You?
Somebody's finished? Oh, don't mind me. I can see.
My sister is finished.
I see figures.
Oh, you finished? Okay. Who else is ready?
I like this. It wasn't uncomfortable enough.
Not as ready as I'm gonna be.
I put the right one on.
Really? You got me feeling good about myself. Even though I don't like this feeling.
Oh, you like this?
I just feel like I'm about to fly, so. Yeah, I do.
You look nice.
Let me see how you try to play.
You look natural.
You're just, you're encouraging, you're supportive. Really?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't lie to you. You look natural.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, not to you because you're used to your own
I'm
eyes.
aware that they're there.
Yeah. If I saw you, I wouldn't think anything of it. No.
I am over it. I am over it. I am over it.
It's pretty sure.
We come together. I'm stuck in my face.
Nice.
It comes with practice
Get away from me.
All right. So, let's see. Jim, you walk around and see who has theirs the closest to their lash line, who is stuck across the face.
No, that's queen. Right on the top of my thing.
You are so funny. She just came up wide-eyed like, yeah.
She took
In the
a
box.
She gave up.
I count.
Panda.
It's on. Time is up, right?
Time is up. Time is up.
I didn't give up. Oh, no.
Who's our winner, Jim?
I know, right?
It's a tie, I think.
It's a tie between who?
Her, what's your name?
Tisha.
Tisha and
Tabitha.
Tabitha.
Oh,
I
the
love
TTs.
her. I love her ambition over here. She is
She's
really
still going. She's still going. Okay.
Oh, you put those on?
I did, but I didn't put a lot of glue, so I've got like.
All right, let me see y'all. Come on up here. Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah.
Well, I know she got it.
Chloe, take a picture.
Okay, let's see. Look down. Look straight up. Look this way. Okay. Come.
I got it.
And it's funny because y'all both got the same issue.
Really?
The inside. But if I had to choose, because hers is on the lash line, if you still have a gap in between yours, it's going to be her.
Okay.
Okay? But both of them is coming up in the front. But yours is just like, just a smidget off of the lash line where hers is actually on the lash line. It looks natural, but you can still be able to see the gap in between. And because you have thinner lashes, you're visibly going to be able to see the gap. But you did good. You did good. You did good. So, let me give you this.
Really?
Yep.
Oh,
This is your box. Or if you want to take the one that's over on the table, that's fine.
I'll take this.
Okay. You're so very welcome. Thank you. Excuse me.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, I'm proud of me too because I learned something.
I have art. What's that?
Definitely learned something.
You gotta wait. Okay. And let me get one more.
Stand with her.
Thank you. Okay, so I have already chosen my number. So I'm gonna have everybody pick a number. How many numbers is it? 10, right? 11 numbers. So shoot out some numbers.
6,
Okay.
7,
4,
3, 7, 2.
All right. It was 6.
Yeah. Right off the bat,
It was 6.
Shoot out like just go. You saying one at a time. I was hoping it was 4.
Huh?
I was hoping it was 4.
Oh,
No, she got the
Oh, she gets the wine. This is the wine. Okay. So we need one for who was the trivia question. Which one do I want to use?
This for everybody.
Can I participate?
Can't wait. This
Do
is
you
for
raise
another
the
basket.
hand or you just shoot out the answer?
Shoot out the answer. Because I feel like if two people raise their hand at the same time, I'm not going to be able to do it.
This for
So
everybody.
this is for another basket. This is for every- You're not a clue. You tell someone
I just asked you.
No, you're both my mentees. No. Okay, so. Huh? Absolutely not. No, you already won. Okay. You already won. 2 seconds, but this is your wine. Let me take the questions while we take this picture. Come take the picture again.
Chloe.
Go stand right there.
I got a wipe and put some of my makeup in. I got a whole and then this, which I here. You know, what's tomorrow?
Thank you. Okay, so the trivia question is going to be, there's so many. Why are you nervous? What is the first 3 things you need to do on the skin before you apply any foundation?
Cleanse.
White moisturizer.
No, wait.
One at a time.
White moisturizer and primer.
Got it. So that you can take that basket. Come take a picture with me.
Oh my God.
It's very important. Cleanse, moisturize, and prime. It's so important. That will make your foundation go on.
In my head.
Hey, you didn't know that?
Feel like you knew that. I believe so, yeah. And then look over here when you guys are done. But it was on the spot. Oh, you know the table. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to look at this right here.
Well, I know not to thank
And what was the last one? Yeah, 2 glasses of wine and a free application. Oh, we got to give the application before we do. Okay. Okay. All right, so since Karen is giving away her free makeup application on 101, Tiffany, Nikki, Jim, and Karen, well, Karen's giving away, you guys don't count. What is the 3 separations of the eye?
Oh, lid crease and hold on. Lid crease. Oh. I put lid crease, lid. Oh, brow bone.
I cannot. Okay, granted. Okay, so you received the free 101.
Determined. I was.
She was determined. I feel
Come on,
You don't like to lose. I get it. I get it.
Which one?
Thank you.
Stand there again.
It's called enough, so I'm trying to call it an ombre. I only think it's one, and I want to learn how to do it.
All right, how much is Okay, so that's gonna be all for today. But I would like everybody to just do
sorry,
You doing the survey?
testimony. So I would prefer for it to be done against the stand up. So if everybody can just go and just give a testimony of how you felt about today, what you feel as though you learned, what you think you could have learned more, I would just truly appreciate it.
We'll be using this for purposes, so she can get more business and more classes, and just, to help her.
Yes.
So I guess we'll start with this table. And say your name, just say your name and what you do and what you learned or whatever, okay? Okay, hi everyone, I'm Jen, I'm a makeup artist, also the mentee is Tanika. Today's class was phenomenal. The information that she gave us was just something that you definitely take with you home to practice. I know that when I go to do my own makeup and to if I make up on my clients, I'll be able to, I'm going to remember everything she taught me today. So thank you, Tamika, so much for the class today. I enjoyed everything that you got taught.
Also, before we leave, I wanted to take a group picture, like a boomerang of everybody. Okay. And then I want everybody, at the end of your testimony, say, makeup and mimosas.
I just thought about it. Okay, say your name and what you do and what you learned today.
Okay, my name is Tisha. I don't normally wear makeup every day. I'm not a makeup person, but today was very informative. I learned a lot, and I will go home to practice some of the techniques that were given to me today. And the class was just great, and I learned a lot. And thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I love her. I like her.
Say your name and what you do and
Oh, what I do, I'm a student. So I just said, yeah.
and then you can say makeup and mimosas at the end. All right, you ready? I'll tell you when I put my hand up, you just start.
Oh, okay, hold on. Are we starting? Oh, wait. Okay, your hand was up already. So
No, when I put my finger up. Yeah. Ready? Wait.
Hi everyone, I'm Angie. I'm a student at St. John's University, and today I came out for Tanika's makeup and mimosas. I learned a lot. It wasn't hands-on, but you definitely learn like a lot of tips and tricks, like putting eyelashes on, replacing the makeup on your face, you know, all that good stuff. So everybody come out for makeup and mimosas.
Hey guys, can we keep it down a little bit just so I can catch the testimonials? Thank you.
Okay, when I put my finger up, you start. Your name, what you do, and what you learned.
Hi.
Wait. My finger.
Hi, my name is
You want to start over? Don't be nervous.
Not even that. One of the tips to bend it.
Hi, my name is Maxine. I'm a student. I came for Tanika's makeup mimosas, and I've learned definitely a lot with a lot of tricks and skills. So I would definitely recommend for everyone to check it out.
I didn't do that, but that's why I think.
Just your name, what you do, and what you got to learn today. No, yeah, if you're like a, if you're first time makeup or you don't wear makeup, just something like that, Because we want people to know anyone who could take her class. Okay, when I put my finger up, you start, okay? Stand a little bit closer to the
Right.
Learning how to use makeup. I started following Tanika quite a few months ago. She did a student's makeup for me. I just fell in love with like check it out. Something that we need to learn a powerful to make that makeup and those about makeup, you definitely learn more about makeup tips on tips and what else like I need one anyway.
No, you're okay.
The next time I get turned up, I'm gonna be called you. I feel like I'm supposed to go. No, I don't want
I was not prepared for none of this. You don't have to do it if you don't want to.
Just tell us your name, what you do, and what you learned today.
Okay.
And when I put my finger up, you start, okay?
My name is Karen Stevenson. I'm Karen Stevenson. I'm a TSA officer. Today I've learned how to do my eyebrows better. I'm a mentee of Tanika. Followed her for years. She did my makeup once now. Because of her, I tried so many times and I've learned how to execute my makeup the way I love it. And because of her, I will always continue. I'll watch her, study her moves, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I literally call her, text her, send her pictures whenever I do somebody. So eyebrows, how to fix it when it comes to contour. I learned so much more today than I have learned with her. Makeup and mimosas. Makeup and mimosas.
Ladies, are you ready?
Is it mimosas or mimosas?
Are you gonna ask me questions?
No, just your name, what you do, and
Okay, okay.
When I put my finger on it, start.
Okay, so are you gonna, so you want me to just launch into it?
Yeah, you say, hi, my name is blah, 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 and I do X, Y, and Z, and today I learned blah, 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 make the mimosas.
Okay, wait, let me try and see if I can come, let me see. Okay, what do I do? My job isn't really.
Yeah, it's just, we just wanted people to know that you can be in any industry and learn how to do it.
Okay.
She's teaching anyone how to do it.
Okay, all right, okay.
When I put my finger up, start.
Hi, my name is Tabitha Goodwin, and I work on the waterfront. And today I learned how to put on a makeup product, how to get that nice glam look, how you can tone it down, you can pump it up. So I'm looking forward to applying some of these really, really neat tricks I learned today. And all I can say is makeup and mimosas. Okay, thanks.
Anyone else?
Taking those off too?
Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. If you post on Instagram, tag Tanika and write hashtag makeup and mimosas.
Makeup and mimosas.
Yeah.
Makeup and
We'll be having more events like this, so
thank you guys so
spread
much.
the word.
And I'll try and work towards really doing a hands-on, but it's just going to require a lot more in order, you know, to make it really happen. Okay.
Okay.
All righty.